I was being disrespected. I was being molested. I was being abandoned. I was being starved. I also was molested very young by people that...
Your family been making some waves on social media.
Okay.
Oh!
Who sent the DM?
All right, I'm gonna be honest. This is the only platform I'm gonna tell the truth on. We gonna lock hands. I'm always operating out of forgiveness. I don't care about what I say in the midst of the moment. I am a person who's always operating out of forgiveness. I don't have to practice it. I am it.
Wait, that's not how we clap anymore. Clock it!
So you know how...
Yo! What? When y'all coming back?
Just let me talk my talk. I got a lot to say. I say to your face. Just let me talk my talk. It's a time and a place. Won't let go to waste. Cause he gon' talk his, and she gon' talk her. Just let me talk mine. I'll let you go first. Cause he gon' talk his, and she gon' talk her.
From the clock.
Period. Done. Welcome to another episode of Talk That Pod, y'all. We have a special guest here, Miss Infinity.
Hey, y'all.
Before we start this conversation, y'all, y'all all warmed up? How we feeling? Let's do a mental health check. Let's go down the line before we really get into some things, because we got a lot of things to talk about.
We starting left to right?
Yeah, we always
Let's
start
start
here.
left to right. Mental health check, 1 to 10.
Yeah,
Oh,
keep it
God.
Keep it a vulgar child.
Tell me the real
We
answer,
about to
bro.
say
Yo, the real answer.
Look, turn on the music.
Before my haircut, I was at a 2.
Okay.
After the cut, 2.5.
Said,
Type shit. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I spent the last month out of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not feeling good mentally. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think it was this girl that I tried to talk to. I think she put it. Let me not make that joke. I think she put a spell on me, son. But nah, I don't know, bro. I can't even say that. I ain't gonna lie. I might take that out. But nah, mentally I'm out of here. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't been here like Earth.
Where have you been exactly?
I don't know, man. I've been in my bed. I ain't gonna lie. I spent 4 weeks in my bed. Only place I've been was probably like the gym.
Okay.
In my crib. That's it. And I ain't been.
At least you ain't have to spend no money, because you know as soon as you go outside.
Nah, my mom ain't cook, so I had to I spent money on food.
let a girl and cook for you.
Are you
What
being
girl?
neglected?
The one that put the spell on you.
That should be a season 2
Man.
though, for real. So,
Nah, yeah, I'm well aware. I stayed active though. Y'all know I stayed working,
Yeah,
but like mentally, like me though, like man, I don't know what's wrong though. Like,
It's okay. You're going to have better days.
nah,
You
yeah,
always
but
do.
I ain't here right now. But I'm here though. You know?
Are we
And
making your day better?
Huh?
Are we making your day better?
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
but-
it's us. That's what I'm getting.
That's where I'm at right now though. But yeah, I'm happy to be here as always.
All right, 2.5. What about you, Liz?
Why would y'all laugh?
If she says 2.6, I'm gonna lose it.
I know. Babe, I'm a 10. I don't know. I've been in and out. I feel like I'm never in the room. Like I'm always in my head.
Okay.
You got it.
He's about to, I'm over here being vulnerable. And you about to.
This is what
attack
I'm
me for
saying.
being
Why they
vulnerable?
laughing? You trying to be serious?
I feel like I'm never really in the room. Like I'm just always in my head and I'm always somewhere else. But you know, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
But I got my lashes done today after like a month, so I could let them
They
grow.
getting,
And
by the way.
I became the baddest bitch stepped
And
into
you
the
are.
world. That's
right.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah. And
So
you
what
know-
number you was at?
Oh, a 10, baby.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a blessing.
Okay.
Don't ask again.
I'm not here. I'm not in the room. But I'm a 10.
I'm a 10.
I like it. That's a
And you
nice
Infinity?
answer.
What about you?
You started
But yeah,
All right, come on.
honestly though, I think I'm feeling like I want to be honest here.
Okay.
I think about maybe a 5.
Damn, but you've been catching
We got a
motion
hug
though,
after this episode. What's going on?
It always look better than it is, but it's not terrible.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really a lot worse things going on.
Mhm.
But I feel like I'm just in a place where I'm just addicted to trying to get myself better in life.
Yes.
And all my obstacles
relate.
that I have obstacles with.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, just trying to defeat any sense of this being a later occurrence too. Let's be mature. There's some mature folks over here.
Yo,
All
I
my obstacles, I have obstacles.
You understand what I was saying, right?
The English I be speaking on this show.
We're not gonna do this. But only y'all two is giggling.
Literally,
Like,
because y'all be.
Obstacles that I'm an obstacle with.
I said the obstacles that I have obstacles with.
Yes. So here's my thing. Here's my problem. Here's my problem, right? It'd be like, I feel like niggas be trying to say shit because the camera on. Like, that's my thing. So I feel like in real time, I didn't want to call it out right then and there. He's being vulnerable. You feel me? But we just have to go bring it up.
I understood what you were saying.
All right, keep going, Josh.
But yeah, like I'm like a cool 5 though.
All right.
But like,
not a terrible 5, just a cool 5. I like that.
We work.
For starters, like, thank you for having me. Let's start there.
Always.
I'm feeling like, ooh, I feel like that's a heavy question. Like, I don't like when people ask me, like, how are you?
Right.
Because are you ready to actually hear my response to how I really am doing?
Yeah,
we gonna laugh at each other, but we gonna.
Because one thing
I
we
could respect that.
are ready to hear.
I don't be asking people because I don't be
Ready
wanting
for
to
that?
care. I don't be wanting because it's like, yo,
Oh,
I'm
I
somebody
know.
when you ask me that question, I really want to tell you how I'm really doing.
Honestly,
That's me too. That's how I feel.
I don't want to tell you if you don't care.
But that's we serious now. I know they were being
Yeah,
childish.
No,
Yeah.
it's a safe space though. Like that's why we
Definitely
laugh
a
at
safe
each other.
space.
Nah, dang. That question just made me a little heavy, but I say I'm a 5. I feel like a 5. You know, I'm doing better than yesterday, so for me, that's a win. I'm here. This is, productive for me. And as long as I'm keeping myself busy, it pulls me out of my element of being in my head, especially when it comes to mental health. I think that we all, like you just said, like, it looks better than what it actually is.
Yeah.
I think we could all agree on that. So I'm here, I'm blessed. We saying what a 5. I know when I finish this, I'm probably gonna be at a 10.
Oh, girl, we gonna have to go
Yeah.
on the floor.
For sure.
That's cool.
For sure.
Not better days. I would say I'm about a 7. I'm a
Okay.
7. I could definitely relate. It looks better sometimes. I think I finally found, not necessarily my purpose, because I'm going through like an identity crisis a little bit, but I think I might have found my path and what I want to be doing within the next few years. So I'm happy about that. I'm getting it together a little bit. Mentally, I'm good. I crash out some days, but I'm here to fight another day, So positivity always, better than that.
So you got a 7, you said?
I'm gonna say 7.
Cool. I'm at like a 5.8.
I just want to hug all of y'all.
I
I
said
know,
5.
bro.
Now everybody want to go 5. I'll play with you.
Nah, bro.
Niggas doubled me up. I'm feeling twice better than him.
2.5. But
But
yeah,
5
like,
you saying?
nah, these last few months, bro, like my mother been on my mind like heavy.
Yeah.
Like I know she passed, but it's like at first I was like, yo, I'm Gooch, that's life. But like these last couple of days, it's like left and right. Like I hear a song, I'm like, damn, my mom used to sing that. I smell some food, I'm like, yo, my mom used to cook that. I'm like, damn, bro. And I'm like,
I can't even fathom that.
it sucks because like I'm putting myself in this mode where like I'm forcing myself to do shit so I can keep my mind off of that. But eventually you realize like you can't run that long. You're gonna have to face the music one way or another. And the longer you wait, the harder it's gonna punch you. So I have my days where I just, sit in the crib, and if I don't want to do anything today because I want to just ponder on that, I do it. But still in the element of that, I'm getting work done and, going to the gym and trying to eat better and get sleep and stuff like that. So 5.8. Yeah. So
I just want to say, I'm praying for better days for all of us. Okay,
Appreciate
I know we all showing up today.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna laugh
appreciate
regardless.
that.
We never gonna come and trauma dump or pour into negative energy. We want this to be a happy, safe space. So I'm praying for better days for all of us, y'all. Just remember the last time you had a bad day and then you had a great day and it was just like, damn, I never thought I'd be able to feel like this again. So we're gonna get there, y'all. And it's okay to be in the 5s and the 2s and everything, because you gotta give yourself time to like feel things. You gotta give yourself time to be vulnerable, even if it's with yourself and you're not sharing with other people. I think it's very important to be in touch with yourself like that and focus on your progression. So that's,
Yeah, bro.
we're gonna be good, y'all.
I gotta stop touching
We're
myself.
gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright.
Fresh.
You gotta stop touching your throat.
I said, nah, she's like, you gotta be in touch with yourself. I said, I gotta stop touching myself.
Yo, can
Why
you
do
be
we
serious
always,
for
like-
one fucking moment, bro? Please.
No, but
That's my coping though. Like, I ain't
Nah,
gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, I agree with that.
Huh?
I like to laugh to cover up my
Yeah,
pain.
I like,
I'm not
for me,
gonna lie,
I ain't gonna lie.
crying.
I don't got no crazy problems. Like, I think for me though, it's
You
like,
wanna switch lives?
huh?
You wanna switch lives?
No.
Yeah, y'all ain't gonna lie. You know what I've always wanted to be? Three things. No.
I'm a dyke?
I've always wanted to be three things.
Stop.
I know
You
one of
want to
them.
switch
I
bodies?
mean, that's disrespectful.
No.
You wanna switch
I've always
bodies?
wanted to be a light-skinned girl,
Hilarious.
a hookah tip,
What?
and white privilege. Three things I would always trade for.
I understand the
The
last
hookah
one, but the
tip.
first two was crazy.
A hookah tip,
The hookah
a
to be
light-skinned
number
girl.
one is crazy.
Yeah, hookah tip.
Why do you
Light
want to be a
I'm
hookah
reading
tip,
it.
bro?
Yo.
A female-only hookah tip. Just keep that in mind.
He want to be
But
like,
that's
You
not
didn't
possible.
specify that.
Because the
That was
guy's
fine.
gonna smoke the hookah. He gonna be pulling
he want to be a lollipop one.
He gonna be real mad when the nigga
Lollipop
pick up that
tip.
hookah tip.
A hookah
the
tip,
candy on it.
a light-skinned girl with curly hair, and
Nigga, we
white
pull
privilege.
B's and C's.
Bro,
So what
you never thought about being like a firefighter or some shit?
like something normal.
Oh,
God.
okay.
I mean, I ain't know Paris. If I was a
lawyer,
girl,
like-
I don't want to know what I would do if I was a girl. Like, I don't.
No, we know. We know.
Oh my
Don't
God.
touch me.
Wait.
I
You
do
know.
shit.
No, we know.
We don't know.
No, we know.
I'm actually concerned, but you know.
I'm
And I
just
don't
saying,
wanna
son. No, I'm joking.
No, you're not.
I'm not joking. Paris, let's go.
Anyways, yes, because y'all. Yeah. All right, anyway, so let's transition a little bit. So, as mentioned, we got Infinity here today. So, of course, everybody's seen you everywhere, girl. You on TV, you on Twitch, you on TikTok, They think they know. They might have an idea, but I know a lot of them never really met you, so we can't speak about what we don't know. So just introduce yourself and just give them a little backstory about who Infinity is and, you know, some common misconceptions about you, and then, you know.
Don't block it, Mike.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good, you good.
Dang. Where do I start?
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
The beginning.
Well, we know your name already.
Okay.
Right.
So hey guys, I'm Infinity again.
Don't be shy.
What do I like? It's just like, where do I start? Like, what do I want to say? I feel like there's so much I could say about myself, especially like being on the internet, where you guys or like people themselves see the surfacey stuff, so they don't really like know me to my core and like who I am, what I stand for, my core values, my morals, and things and stuff like that. But I guess to the people in here who may not know me, but I am a former foster kid.
Okay.
So I grew up in the system, which ultimately just means I didn't have my mom at a young age. I dealt with like abandonment and neglect. So it led me to like being in different like environments where I had like different people parenting me. And then I somehow landed in a celebrity's hand. Someone who just took me under their wing from simply like mentoring me. And then she was just like, hey, I like you. I think you're dope. You have so much potential. You're a star. I think I can mold you. So this person just took this idea on of being my mom. So then I got adopted. So I went from like going from house to house to getting adopted by this like celebrity, and then like life just changed within a blink of an eye.
As it always does.
As it always does.
Right.
And I guess my story kind of reminds me of like an Yandy story, because it went from like this little poor orphan being in this group home full of all of these kids, and then she ends up with Jamie Foxx. And then, and yeah, like
You talking about the new Annie.
yeah, the new Annie. No, definitely not the old one, but the new
But it's
Annie.
still like
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's not the Annie that I watched.
But so yeah, like my life changes within a blink of an eye, and then now I'm just here existing, figuring out life. I'm 23. I just finished college, so the first in my family. Thank you.
Breaking
Wasn't
generational
hard.
chains.
Wait,
People say
that's not
like,
how we clap anymore. Clock
so you know how when they have to switch over cultures, whether they move from like India to America or like stuff like that, they say culture
Why
shock.
India when we're all Caribbean?
I said India.
Like, we could have used
She made a
Jamaica.
general example. Let her rock.
You're so childish.
I'm sorry.
Infinity, just to let you know, from Josh down, like adults, and then kids or adolescents.
Anyway,
Professional
We're
comedian.
we're comic relief. Like, we're
Comic relief.
Y'all like
Fucking
y'all
sign up to
Two
y'all.
shirts that
like
says
space.
comic and a relief.
Yeah.
It actually ends at Paris, so it's just starts
Anyways,
and ends with
As you were
Paris.
saying,
culture
Yeah.
shock, right? Would you say you went through that going from being in the foster care and stuff like that to being in the hands of a celebrity? Like, did you was like, wow, like this is nice?
Yeah, definitely, because I went from being in like I was saying, like I lived in different houses. So I lived with like an Asian household
how's that?
before.
Why you looked at me when you said that?
What?
Take my mic off.
Cut his fucking mic. Cut on his fucking mic.
You're not the only black man with cheeky eyes, boo.
Nah, that's
Out of all of us, though, like, I see how she
I'm
looked at him.
weak.
Nah, I'm trying.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, so I went from like different environments, right? So, you know, I've experienced different cultures. So like Haitian household, you know, Asian household. And there were definitely different experiences. And then I'm an African American, so I kind of, you know, was adapted to that too. But going back to the question, I kind of feel like I did go through like this type of like shock because I went from being a person who grew up in the trenches, you know, like living in the hood, pissy elevators, living on food stamps, and this like lifestyle where I just was like on regular routine, getting up every day, going to school, you know, seeing the same things, the same crackheads you see on the street, running into the same faces, the same drug dealers. That was like my norm, right? Yeah. And then now I'm waking up and I see ceiling to floor windows, everything is glass. I see maze, and now I'm
Grass.
I'm literally running into, you know, the best of the best, some of the top names. So it definitely was like this huge transition, especially, and me and my mom always talk about this because I feel like my life changing, she didn't adjust me to the public. I went from having 500 followers and I'm over at 300,000 followers, and it's like overnight, like how do you train a 14-year-old to understand that her life just went from being private and what she was so used to also being in the public now, amplified on a larger scale, and I'm looked at as this gem under a microscope. Like everything that I do is monitored and recorded. So it was this huge shift for sure. And me and my mom always talk about it because it's like, how do you prepare a 14-year-old for that type of life? Like, what does that life even look like? So it definitely was this huge shock, and I went through some loud Kanye moments on the internet for sure. Like, what you mean I can't post and say I'm having a bad day or I want to hurt or harm myself?
Your character development?
Yes. The character development definitely, you know, the media definitely like, you know, taught me that, because I went from being this girl who was like, if I'm having a bad day, the world gonna know I'm having a bad day. Whereas now I'm just like,
what's your sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Okay.
What happened? We're just gonna say okay, we know what month that is. What month is that?
It's a March actually.
Wait.
March what?
No.
March.
Late February to March.
So 19.
My first love was a Pisces.
Yeah, like 18 or 19.
Damn.
Do you know your biological parents?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you mind sharing like that story, that journey?
Oh yeah, I don't mind. So my mom grew up, you know, in the crack epidemic. So she just fell victim to what society, you know, whatever was prevalent at that time, you know, drugs and stuff like that. So she grew up with her mom, but she just so happened to fall victim to, you know, what that circumstance was like during that time. And it just led her to being addicted. And I guess she just went down this like huge spiral, just mental health, dealing with addiction. And it led to, you know, me and a couple of my siblings being taken from her and put into foster care. So she really wasn't a fit mom at that time to, like, you know, be a mom for us. And it just led to her just like, you know, there was like a constraint in their relationship from then. But yeah, that's.
Are you still in contact with your siblings?
Yeah, I'm in contact with my biological family, my mom.
How do they feel about your current situation?
I'm
sorry, welcome to Talk That Shit 5. This is lit.
Oh, no, you good. I'm here for the vibes. You good. I feel like me and my biological mom, we didn't used to have a relationship, but I always like yearned for it, and I still do to this very moment. Yeah. But for her, and I think for my family, in a way, they look at it as like, I feel like I get a little different treatment than I once did. Whereas before I felt like I was an outcast, whereas now I feel like they praise me more, and
You're like the savior.
Yeah, like now I'm like this, like I always felt like I was like the black sheep of the family. And then now I'm a first generation college student, so I'm the first in my family. I just broke a whole generational curse, which means I was the first in my family to have, you know, this bachelor's degree now, right? So it's like,
you ain't drop out, yes.
So it's like, how did I go from being this kid where I felt like I didn't belong here, this outcast, and then now y'all praise and love the ground I walk on. So it's definitely different. It feels like a little weird because it's like, is it genuine?
Right.
Are you guys just banking on me as the meal ticket?
if I have like a bunch of mixed feelings about it, but yeah.
Did you have some type of resentment towards your mom, like at that age where you couldn't understand what was really happening? And how did that affect, like,
I was
14, right?
I was 14 when my transition happened with the celebrity coming in and taking me under her wing. But prior to that, I was in and out of foster care from like the age of 8 months.
Oh wow.
Fresh, like I was really, really young.
Oh wow.
But I could only remember probably like
After he was like 3.
I can't even remember that far. I feel like I could only go back to maybe being 10.
Was any of it like kinship, or was it like just strangers?
So kinship came about, but kinship didn't come about and probably until kinship was like, it was, so kinship is really, if for those of you who don't know, it means family coming in. So sometimes like your family could take you or a stranger could take you.
What is it called? Kinship?
Kinship.
Like you kin.
Yeah.
So
kin.
Kin.
Oh, I thought you said kinship. Okay.
No,
Kinship.
kinship.
Can't ship nothing.
No.
Anyway.
Kinship.
But yeah, my grandmother did step in. She stepped in. She took me out at one point. She felt like it was too much for her, so then she put me back in the foster care system. So I went back with a stranger. So I did a little bit of both, from family to stranger, family to strangers.
Why? I'm sorry. Why did she put you back? Do you feel like you were just? Was it you? Do you feel like you were acting out because everything was happening? Okay.
I don't think it was me. I think it was. I'm not too sure actually what it was. Actually, matter of fact.
Just too much on
circumstance.
Yeah, it just seemed like the circumstance that's how the stars aligned. But I did grow up having a lot of resentment because I was just so confused. Like why me? Yeah, like why me? Like what? Like did I do something wrong?
Do you give your family grace? Oh, sorry.
Do you feel like it's what is some common misconceptions people have about like foster care kids?
I think that they think that foster care kids are just like terrible, bad ass kids. Yeah, like it's more so the kids. Like I'm like, why the hell do we get looked at, or we have this narrative of like being this troubled child, like this devilish antennas, horns over us, and we're not, and the parents aren't getting looked at because I'm here because of my parents. My parents are unfit.
Right, you asked to be here.
Yeah, I didn't ask to be here, so I'm in this position, in this circumstance because of by default of my parents. So how do I get the blame for their actions of not being able to be a fit parent?
Right.
Because that's literally all foster care all foster care is. But yeah.
Do you feel like you have like understanding like where you came from and like where you are now? Do you have like survivor's remorse or? It's a serious situation.
I think that might be. I think that might be depending on who you're surrounded by. So survivor's
like
remorse
in general, like does that ever?
It's proximity based. Like you surviving, you not being the offspring of your mom, like result wise, basically, is what he's asking. Like, I know survivor's remorse is kind of tricky because if you have all wealthy friends or people that you like, that's within the status of your family around you, you don't really feel survivor's remorse. You don't feel survivor's remorse until you go back to your old family, to your old neighborhood, seeing that you survived. So just a bit of clarity on that. Like,
I asked her that because she said she keep in contact with her biological parents still.
Yeah.
So when you do keep in contact, do you feel that sometimes? You know? Which is 100% okay.
No, yeah. Sometimes I feel like sometimes survivor's remorse kicks in because for me it's like I know I'm the token for y'all. So when I come back, I come back and it's like, for me, like right now, like when I come back and I talk to my mom, I kind of go into this mode where I feel bad that I come back, but I come back with nothing. I just come back I just come back and I'm just like, she sees like, oh, my daughter lifestyle's changed. Like she has her own, like she's a full adult now. Yeah. And I really wish that I could come back and be like, I'm coming back and I'm taking y'all from out of this situation. Yeah. So for me, it's like I made it out, but I know y'all still not in the best predicament.
That's survivor's remorse.
Yeah, survivor's remorse. So I see it sometimes, like when I go back to the situation. But by the grace of God, I'm glad that I'm humble because I feel like going back to them into those environments. It reminds me of like, you are the black sheep and they are banking on you. So get back out there and go do what you got to do, and then come back. But next time when you come back and be ready to, you get what I'm saying, to pull us all out and change the actual generation of curse.
I was just gonna ask you, like, how does your faith? Now that I know that you believe in God, how does your faith drive, your perspective, or even a level of humility and understanding that this is your path and your journey that was probably, somewhat your destiny? Like, what if the whole story? I hate how the Bible picks and chooses. Who the stories are for.
It's fine.
Talk about. I'm not. It's not my segment. No. How does your Go the fuck up, okay? I was gonna ask. Go the fuck up. Okay. How does your faith and your belief in God dictate your position right now, along with this journey? How did you stay hopeful throughout Okay, monologue time. Talking about two things. Sermon 2 weeks ago was about how faith and fact, impossibility is when faith and fact collide, and then hope comes in the middle and separates the two. How did you remain hopeful? Shout out, Pastor.
Okay.
How did you remain hopeful throughout like this transitioning past, especially because it started with you as a youth? Like, when did you notice that you were that you were a foster child? Because if you started at 8 months, then I'm sure you didn't know what was going on until you had understanding. But also, like, when you realized and you took the responsibility of who you are, how did God play a role into you, maneuvering through that system?
So God has a very interesting way of like making things happen, right? I think we all agree to that. And I think for me, I grew up around people, like I just so suddenly just happened to have angels. I just don't know why God has my story like this, but I literally am always encountering a gem, right?
Yeah.
And what I mean by a gem, I'm talking about a physical person
It was important to you.
who's very important to me, who has been very crucial to my growth, and who was gifted to me by God, right? Yandy being one of those, right?
Yeah.
Like this, I know God himself wrote my story and had her in mind, right?
Yeah.
So for me, going back to what you're saying, right? I think that I've had great mentors who have seen something in me, and all praises to them because they have been the people in my life who took me under the wing to say, hey, you're chosen, you're special. There's something about you that's very unique. And even when they couldn't figure it out to what it was exact, they just used their discernment enough, and they were so spiritually intertwined that they were sticking to their course. I had like this one mentor, she was like this dancer, and she used to always bring me to church with her, and it was so weird because she was a teacher of mine. And like you start blurring the boundaries now, because why is my teacher coming to get me every Sunday to bring me to church?
Yeah.
Which was very like, my school was like, this is inappropriate, like we can't help that. I think she almost lost her job behind it, but for her it was just like, I'm just being obedient to what God told me to do.
Type shit, yeah.
So I had this lady who...
She got chills.
Right. No,
How old were you when she was doing that?
I was like 12.
Oh, damn. You
That's
was a
enough.
kid.
I was a kid. It's a very funny
I thought you was
age.
doing it now.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
no, it wasn't even
that's
now.
what I'm
I was 12. I was literally 12, and I'm just like, this feels funny because it's like I'm a kid. Now that I'm looking back, I'm thinking like, you're a kid, right? So you're still a sponge. You're still absorbing up anything.
Yeah.
So I would go to church on Sundays, but coming back, from church back into a household where I was being disrespected, I was being molested, I was being abandoned, I was being starved, and still then some. So it was very like tough. Cause and during school, during the days I'm in school, I have this teacher who's speaking all this life into me, and then I go back home and I'm living this other life where I'm literally being negated. So I'm just like, it's very hard for.
Yeah.
It was very confusing.
You got a lot of contrast.
Yeah, a lot of contrast, but I think for me, I just feel like I just had great mentors around me who I trusted. Like this lady became my savior. Like I remember like writing notes to myself, like being suicidal. I was young. I didn't really know what I was doing, but to my mom, it was like, oh, you're attention seeking. But it really for me was like, I just wanted somebody to see me. Like, yeah, it was a cry for help. Like I would leave them, and my mom like found one day, and she would just be like, you just attention seeking little girl. Like you're so fast, and I'm just like, no, I just want you to love on me as your daughter. Like, can you pay me attention? Like, can you like speak some life into me? Yeah, can you see me? Like the simplest things. I would beg my mom, like, hey, can you just come get my report card? Like I'm valedictorian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
Like
Somebody to show up.
yeah, I wanted somebody to show up, and God blessed me with different gems in my life where like that dance teacher, you know what she used to do every time I got my report card? She would always reward me. She made sure she never missed a report card night because she knew that that's what I yearned for. So where I lacked at home, somehow God made it his business to make sure I got it outside those doors.
Yes.
But sometimes life also puts you in a position where the people that you have expectation to fulfill certain deeds, they don't. Like some people, like, yeah, you could say I'm a dad because I have a son, but like, did you step up? Did you come to my games? Did you father me for real? You get what I'm saying? So you could have a parent that I feel like that hurts like a lot.
Yeah.
When you have somebody where like you're supposed to be doing this, like this is your job. You brought me here. I would expect for you to care for me, be there, show up, and it's like you're not doing it. it sucks. 1, 2, I have to kind of look for it elsewhere.
Right.
Sometimes people look for that stuff in the wrong places. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you look for love, and you know, sometimes in the streets with women or whatever vice you choose. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like God placing those pivotal like angels at the right time, the right position to do the right thing. Like, I just feel like sometimes he just has his eye on you and he don't take it off.
Yeah, literally.
It's literally so weird because I always been a person who used to always hate when people used to tell me everything happens for a reason and God makes no mistakes. Because I'm like, well, what did I do to deserve this? Like, where was God when I really needed Him? Where was God when all of these things was happening behind everybody's back, and it was just something that I had to keep to myself and something that I had to heal through? And you know, but I think it would be selfish to say that when a lot of times that we have succeeded and things that there was like a pivotal change in our lives or something. When you have those what did I do to deserve this kind of moments, it's like, oh, so God, you know, does do everything for a reason. So I just honestly feel like it's a touchy statement. It's a very, 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 very touchy statement. That statement alone makes people not even believe in God as a whole, because it's like, there's no way you're gonna make me believe everything.
Some of the worst happen to people too.
To the best.
No way you could tell me this is for any reason.
But it's all a part of your story and your journey and what God has written out for you already. So, you know.
I like to tell people this. I don't believe that God wrote it in my story for me to be someone like who got molested. Like, why would God do that?
Right.
Like, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
However, we have free will, right? And this is where free will comes into place, where things happen to us, which doesn't mean that they're happening for us.
Right.
So somebody somebody used their free will to mishandle me, but I don't think God had that written in my story. However, though, God is, He's the highest of them all, and my story is already written, in His will. So however He's gonna turn that around and make something better out of it. So see, that I believe. Right? But I don't believe that God, He's allowing things to just happen to us aimlessly, because we all have free will.
The Bible also says the rain falls on the just and the unjust. Meaning, you could be the dopest of dope. I've seen
and you
some
still
of the
get touched.
nicest people.
You're not exempt.
You know what I'm saying? So,
like, nobody's exempt.
And you'll see the coolest person get blessed out, and the rain gonna come. When it come, it don't. There's no segregated umbrellas.
Everybody gets
touched. But hold on, before we, and just to make it clear, I hope I didn't come off as like that happened in your story.
No.
I say that to say, because that has also happened to me too. I also was molested very young by people that was supposed to be my family, and a lot of other terrible, things that we don't have to get into. And I definitely agree with you, especially when it's like we all have free will. We all, especially when they're older than you, it's not, you know how sometimes it's like kids and like sometimes kids don't know any better.
Right.
But if you're older, it's like, you knew better. And I definitely understand your perspective as to, everything you were saying and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff for you, girl. Like, I just feel like the way you just protrude through everything, like, you don't look like what you're going through. And I think that's what makes it most important for all of us. Because we all going through some stuff on this couch today. And we just can't stop laughing. So, I feel like we here right now in this moment for a reason.
Did our numbers raise? Like,
are we a little, right?
I'm feeling a little 60 right now.
I gotta say one thing. First of all, look at who really has the monologue today. That's one.
Yeah.
That's one.
That's just
Two.
cool.
I talk a lot about God to myself all the time.
Two is like two things I'll say right now. And I had a rebuttal until you just said that.
By the way,
I had a rebuttal because I have as a believer, I have a lot of questions.
I myself do too.
I want to know what I
have a lot of theories.
And that's one thing I
have a lot of thoughts.
One thing I'll tell y'all is, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very like, I'm arrogant, but like I'm arrogant. I'm arrogant and entitled to God also. Where like
arrogant, but
I know that's right.
Supportive, loving God. I just listen.
But for me, it'd be like, yo, I agree. Right? When it rains, it pours for everybody. Doesn't
the just and the unjust?
Yes.
Right.
Spiritually.
Yeah.
But we still live a life where I still can't fathom children getting touched, children dying. I still don't understand where
that is like
it's okay in any, again, let the Holy Spirit speak to me and answer me. But my flesh, my logical brain cannot. I hate how we always resort to it's done for a reason. Right. It's all perspective at the end of the day because there's so many people that don't get to that point. It takes a lot of emotional intelligence, security.
That you can't control.
Some people can't even, but some people don't get to that point. Is my point, and they get crucified for it, right? On whatever levels. But I'll say this though, because with your response to her, what it did remind me of, like recently, just again having my own issues and just kind of like wanting to be that vessel where reminding people through your actions and your words that you see how y'all just turned that into that positive thing. I wasn't there. Like I was all the way on the other side, like with the devil, like nah, but like that shouldn't have happened to you.
But that's what the devil wants you to be. You see, like
yes.
Now he wants to use you, right?
Yes.
As one of his workers, right? Because we countered that negative situation with positivity.
Yes.
But the devil wants you to do his work by saying, yeah, how is God so real? This God is so good and he's letting all of these things happen.
That's what I wanted to compliment though just now of like, as I'm here ready to, follow the devil real quick, you guys just reminded me of like God working through y'all. It was like kind of like that vessel we speak of, that image of him that like y'all really just here like, cause I ain't never been molested, right? So for me to like have some level of empathy, it's like, nah, I feel bad for you guys deserve justice, and you guys are like,
it's okay.
Nah, it's cool.
It's
like we here. It is forgiveness.
So let me ask you something.
Forgiveness.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something.
That was cool though. I'm like, I was getting ready to like, nah, and I'm like,
insight. See, look now. You see how she said she didn't forgive nobody? Her insight showed her forgiveness though.
Yeah,
so
facts.
Yes.
Yeah, facts.
Look how I look on that whole situation.
Your human form is probably still upset with the situation.
It is.
That's why
it is.
Vocalize that.
But your spirit isn't.
But your spirit isn't though. You don't even recognize that.
Because of how you said it.
Your words came up so easy.
Your adult years, why certain things don't make sense, and when you try to take accountability, that's what it is.
You cannot take accountability.
You cannot take accountability for what has happened to us.
Taking accountability as an adult for the things that you do and things that you accept, just period in life. Well, what does make me, shut down with my friends when we say certain things, or what does make me, do anything in any type of situation? Without therapy, I've been trying to be the therapy. So it's like, okay, I'm very self-aware. So I understand when I'm wrong. I'm going to say I'm wrong. And I also understand certain feelings that I feel is not because of frivolous things. I know exactly where they came from. So in the midst of trying to be my own therapy, I had to self-heal and take a couple of steps back, go to the root, and then go from there in my adult life. Right. So it's like once I came there, I'm like, you know what? I think it'll be the way God showed up for me so many times. I feel insane to go against him and question him for anything that has happened. No, I do not think, it was in his plan, but I also understand that the way he got his hands on me right now, I just don't want to question anything right now.
That's exactly how I feel.
Spell frivolous?
FRIVOLOUS.
Okay. What happened?
And that's gonna be the last time you come for my sister.
Okay.
Don't touch me.
Can we fact check that? Before we celebrate, let me just.
Yes, we needed that.
He about to look up the definition.
Oh my God.
He about to play
Oh
it
shit, she
back.
got it.
We ate that. Okay.
Make that up.
I didn't know. I wasn't included all the shit.
I got you.
So my question to Lolo was, because I see he was saying the whole like, you can't, or you. I don't want to say you can't understand. I feel like you choose not to understand. It's a little difficult for you to be like, yo, I don't understand why babies die, why this and that. I feel like there also comes a time in your life where like, you got to understand like your human form can also only do so much and take in so much. The Bible says that when God comes back, we'll be quickly changed because we can't, in our human form, we can't even see we have to veil ourselves. Like when he used to come out in the Bible and stuff, people used to shy away because that glory is too much.
It's too strong.
Even they said like when the angels sing, like we hear beautiful music down here. Like if you hear a vocal cord from an angel, you might die. That's how infinity and beyond that is for you. So when it says we quickly change, like our minds are gonna be different, our brains are gonna be different. Like to this day, sometimes I don't understand why my dad passed at such a young age. But as I grew in life, things start to make a little bit more sense. So just because you don't get it right now, you may never get it.
You may
I'm gonna say,
life
you may never get it.
that is
Right?
like.
It's not that I don't get it. I think I just don't agree to it.
But
Right.
you can never
That's
really
what
understand.
I said.
And I think as a like you know as a vocal contrarian, like I'm always questioning truth, right? I'm always questioning fact. So I'm always questioning the popular agreements, right? If all you guys agree to some shit, I'm gonna be the nigga that's like, well, let me ask y'all a question. So for me, one, it's a personality issue, but two, it's also like I don't like the idea of neglecting my trauma. Where like I don't like the idea of neglecting my trauma, especially from like the households that we come from, the type of like community we come from, where it becomes a thing of like, and I spoke about this today on my story, and I was like, yo, before I was a damaged adult, I was a damaged child.
It's usually that way.
Wait, my
You gotta start somewhere.
I was a damaged, like when I say some cool shit, just know, everybody chill. But no, before I was a damaged adult, I was a damaged child. And I hate, as I became an adult, the system in which adults operate in that's so traumatic for me is like, yo, nobody holds the adults that caused the children trauma accountable. And the contrarian in me is the one that's like, no, that is not okay. It's like that. It's like that with me. Like again, like Pastor Mitchell's going viral right now, and he had like went viral.
I love him, by the way.
And I understand that he's also human, where he's gonna make mistakes and he won't communicate things how he should. So for me, it's like, yo, I don't like how, because he's a pastor, he doesn't hold the other pastors accountable. How he doesn't hold the other leaders accountable, hold the other churches accountable. Because the easiest thing that I noticed in my community, I go in Flatbush, Haitian culture, Haitian church culture. They are preaching, a majority of them are preaching the wrong gospel. As an adult, I've been lucky to realize that and notice that. Not too many people are lucky like me to go get baptized as an adult, to go forgive the church and the people that hurt them. That is a huge burden to put. That means if there's an expectation as an adult for me to figure this thing out, there has to be the same amount of grace that's not shown. So part of the grace that needs to be shown for me is how, when you're telling me to get over my church hurt and to come build community here, I need to know that you're holding the people accountable that are doing the damage to the children. Because let's not act like I was an adult when I was getting manipulated, because I grew up in a system where I never got proper reasoning. They used to tell me because I said so, because that's what the Bible said. I never got an explanation. And again, my whole life,
scripture,
nothing. No, even if they quote a scripture, why does that mean that? Right? Let's talk about earrings in churches. Let's talk about dressing up to go to church. Dressing up and showing up to church, trying to look better than everybody else is a sin that preaches vanity. Most American modern churches, you can show up how you are. The church is supposed to be a hospital to come and heal. Now, yes, you could talk about discipline and standards, but again, there's so much grace missing in church and church folk that we are forgetting that people are coming broken. People are coming poor. People don't know any better. And I do set an expectation for people like Pastor Phillip, like Mike Todd, and our leaders that have these major platforms, and the pastors in my neighborhood as leaders. The reason why we hold pastors to a standard is because they're pastors. You are a pastor. You took the responsibility to come and help heal. So when I feel judged in a space of sanctuary, I get upset and I get frustrated, because again, it becomes, you have the responsibility as an adult to fix your stuff. Why nobody ever tried to nurture that child properly that got broken? And that's why a lot of us, I was talking to somebody this morning, last thing I'll say, I don't know too long, but she was like, yo, she's saying all the things that I said before I got baptized. I'm not going to church. People are judgmental. And I said, yo, you know what's crazy? Keep asking those questions. Because one thing that I realize people don't talk about, we take way too much credit as flesh. The Holy Spirit will come answer your questions.
For sure.
People don't speak about the Holy Spirit enough, where it's like, no, when you forgive somebody, that is not you. You are incapable of that. That is the Holy Spirit doing that job. But because too many people don't know how to communicate that, too many of us feel like, nah, I forgave that person. No, that was not you. Yeah. You are not, your flesh is not strong enough to forgive somebody that touched you how they did.
Oh, wow.
And that's where I come in. I'll be like, yo, even as far as like how to,
that's some real stuff right there.
because everybody preaches, and people ego preach. And me, I'm somebody, I've been yearning proper leadership for a long time. That's why I watch Pastor Philip. I'm not watching to judge him. I'm looking for like I believe in the things that you're saying. I just hate feeling neglected when you leave the others out. So you cannot do a thing of like the last thing that he's going viral for is like, yo, stop being mad at white cops for killing black children. Very sensitive thing to say.
Right.
It's like when Kanye said slavery was a choice. You're right? But you have such a huge platform, it's gonna get misconstrued.
Yeah. You gotta deliver it.
And as a leader in that position, you have to properly communicate to the people. And remember, his thing is 28:19. He wants to go out there and what? Make disciples.
Make disciples.
That's his message. And
that's it. That's the message.
yes. If that's what it is, you have to study how to communicate with people and not be wrong. And again, I appreciated how he apologized. Because it's like, and the worst part is the other Christians that's like, you didn't have to apologize. Yes, but he didn't preach love. He did have to apologize because just because you understood it and I didn't understand it,
Right.
that's the discourse, that's the problem because he needs me to. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
I've been working on that all day. I ain't gonna lie. So.
All right.
But yeah, I feel like also too, like I want to pick back what you said too, like I'm gonna drop my spoon for sure.
I feel like it's also a worldly order of things that the world has to occupy in.
What are you saying? Like, what exactly are you piggybacking on?
So, like, for instance, right, I'm dead pop right now. I'm not pop, never will be. But let's say I'm dead pop, right? God is not going to write a check to you, right?
According to them old commercials he do, though.
No, he's not going to do that because
Just
you
get
can't
some
go to
holy water
Chase
and
and this
Yahweh
check is
gonna be
written
paid
by
for.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
They ain't not going to cash that.
Right.
They got to have
Yeah.
another account number,
Some
another routing number.
Another routing.
Be the nigga
You know what I'm
named
saying?
Jesus
We have a world order that things have to
Right.
follow by, and because we dwell in the world, that's why we will never understand all the things that God do.
Right.
Because he doesn't operate within the world.
Right.
He
Right.
operate above that.
That's true.
So it's not even in our place. I think about this on a deep. Like this is my thought process. I think deep about everything. Right? I feel like because of that fact, we're not supposed to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
Right.
We're supposed to obey.
And then
Take the cards and
Obedience.
listen to that inner voice.
And then, look.
that's telling you the direction to go to.
to piggyback on
But that's
both of you
for
guys.
believers though. That's for people who believe.
believe
Yeah,
and
but
have
once-
actual
So watch this here,
faith.
right? I feel like the difference between believers and non-believers too. I feel like it's not that you don't. I don't think non-believers don't lose the connection to the higher
Right.
being, bro. It's just that believers are able to, I feel, understand it
Right.
because you're following
On a
somebody
more-
to
want
gain
to, or
knowledge
some
on
of
it.
us want like I want to understand it. So like I think again
I'm
it's
like that too.
it's
I like
one of those
to
things
learn
of
and
like I
understand
want.
things.
I would sit here and lie to you if I tell you I understood the Bible, I understood the Word, I understood what His vision is for me. I don't understand it. I think too much time in Christianity is people that think that they understand it that miscommunicates the understanding of it because like whatever applies to you might not apply to me. And like, that's why I keep on bringing up the Holy Spirit of like, yo.
But you know, not to cut you off, but you know what I love about the Bible though? I love that you and I both could read the same scripture. And based on whatever circumstances we are in life, we're gonna walk away with two different outlooks, right?
Yes.
Because the Bible was up for
Take
open
it for what you
interpretation.
will.
Open interpretation for each his own, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's something I wish that churches actually start pushing for. Like, hey, the first step is just open the Bible. That's it. That's just all you need to do. Because we want more disciples, right? We want people to come to the Lord. We want people to come to God and just spread the gospel. Read the Bible for yourself. Start there. And I'm gonna stand on this. I'm gonna stand on business behind this. I refrain from opening the Bible because I don't understand it.
I don't either.
I was not a part of that time. I don't know what thy means. I don't know what thee means. It's you could use two different words and put them in 50 different sentences. I don't get it.
Right.
I don't get it, right? However, I refrain from reading it, or I have. Whereas now I finally got to a space where I said, God, I know I want to be closer to you, and I just got to do it. I need you to help me understand it.
Right.
Like,
I need you to help me understand it. So you know I'm not close to you right now because of that fear.
Right.
I'm like, I'm a smart girl. Why do I feel like I open the Bible, I gotta read the same scripture 20 times
Right.
before
Understand what it's
to
saying.
even understand or even comprehend what it's saying?
I'm doing an audio
But there's
version.
different Bibles. Though.
No, now
Yeah.
there's different Bibles, right? However, though, the dope thing about the Bible is what I'm saying is that like it's up for open interpretation from each his own. We could all read the.
I feel like when you like before I read, I ask for like wisdom and understanding because there's sometimes there's stuff that, again, like you said, you weren't part of that time.
Right.
So even like the terminology is a little bit different. Like
Entirely.
right. So I grew up on the church. Like my mom, I was birthed in the church. I'm still in the church now. So like I was kind of like around that all the time. So I grew to understand it. But still, even now in this present age, like I still ask for understanding. For example, like there's a story about Lot and his wife in the Bible. It gets like misinterpreted a lot. Like it says God told Lot to like leave his family behind or whatever. I'm probably saying it a little bit different.
This is what the Sodom and Gomorrah story?
No, it's not that. And they said his wife looked back and she turned into a pillar of salt.
So yeah.
Right. Some people say she physically looked back. Some people say like she looked back in a form of reminiscence. Two different things. Because I can physically turn around.
I think that's the
Sodom. That's why he was
destroying
but it's probably a mixture of the two. I'm not quoting it like
that's
word
when
for
they
word.
turned it to right. It's when he was destroying the village.
You know what I'm saying? So that I always ask for understanding and going back to what he was saying with the whole, you know, making sure people get accountability taken for their actions. Like Josh said, sometimes it's not up to us to make sure justice is served. The Bible says, Jesus said, vengeance is mine. Yeah, let me do that. I was talking to Mikey yesterday about the Trayvon Martin situation. Bro, Mikey said if he was in law enforcement, we would have packed him up because you made the call, right? Cool. You were being civil. You made a call. You didn't just see him like, oh, who is this guy? Let me shoot him. You made the call. We instructed you not to move forward with your own force. You disobeyed what we said, and you put the kid down. Mikey said, yo, if he was in law enforcement, he said, yo, there's nothing. He said, I'm not putting that shit to trial. We told you what to do. You didn't do it. You get penalized as such. Now some people probably in their crib like, yo, why he deserved to get a trial? Why he not dead like Trayvon? Like, it's not up to us to decide that type of justice. Yeah. God gonna take care of that. So when you see people do people strange, do them wicked, justice is mine. Vengeance is mine.
But how do you tell a non-believer to have faith? Like that's my thing too.
You gotta want to
How do you tell a non-believer that?
Right?
It is hard.
It's all about your approach, and sometimes it goes to situations where like you sometimes sharing like a personal story with them, because that's how I connect with people. I'm not a dude that just quotes scripture or whatever, because when I was growing up, I didn't like when people did that to me, because I'm like, I feel like you're fabricating what you could tell me with just a bunch of quotes, which is easy to do. We got Google.
Right.
But if you sit down with me and you share like a personal life experience,
relatability.
I might see you right here. You get what I'm saying? And the Bible spoke about that. Even when we used to like deliver tracts and have like street meetings for church, I used to tell people like, I switched my level of approach when I bring people to God. I brought people to God with my character. I didn't just tell people like, yo, pull up to my church. Because it's like, you gonna come there, you don't know what they talking about. You're not really ingesting anything. Yeah. But when you see how I treat you, you get what I'm saying? I've met people where like, sometimes I used to tell some of the, and just like him, like I used to challenge fact. I used to be the one that was in church like, all right, you guys are going having these street meetings. You're picking up these people in the hood. They on drugs, they this and that, right? They don't even have an outfit to come to church. You looking for numbers. You just want the church to be filled, right? Pull up on son on Wednesday and be like, yo, you ate this week? Let me buy you some groceries, bro. Let me show you character. Right. So when you come to church,
that's how you really want to
you can see what you're expecting.
So yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
And I started doing this thing one time with paying my tithe, right? And me and my mom kind of like clashed a bit for it, which I understand. Whenever I got paid or whatever, the Bible says 10%, right?
10% of your earnings.
I used to just, follow the laws of the land and pay my tithe. If I made $100, I pay 10. If I made 1,000, I pay 100. And I just started asking questions. Where does this money go? Yes. What is it doing?
Yeah, where am I sewing?
I got my grandmother paid like 50%.
So what
I don't think God said that.
So what I started doing,
My pastor stole the money.
if I made like $1,000 or whatever, I would have $100 in tithe. I would take that $100 and make a difference somewhere. I would literally just walk up to homeless people or whatever. Yo, here's $50.
So you still
you
returning and getting some favor.
So
still some type of obedience.
You know what I'm saying? But
at least you see what you're sewing into in the physical.
You know what I'm saying? So I did that for a while. Like, people had their views and whatnot. But I'd rather do that than not pay it.
But God said
You know what I'm saying?
I like
in the
that.
Bible, it
I
says
do,
if you're going to give with a heart of resentment, don't give.
Right.
You're not supposed to give because the pastor said so.
Right.
You're supposed to give
Because you feel
because
like,
you want to give.
Right. So if you're paying your
it's-
tithe like
so
this,
he's not even. God is not even
don't
receiving
do
it. Like don't do it because it's not getting to him. So and that's
like it's a bill.
But
Yeah.
again, when you're trying to
This
keep the lights
again.
on, they're not gonna communicate that to you guys because
Right.
the lights gotta get kept on.
Right.
But
Exactly.
if you're not gonna give,
Worldly order.
yes, if you're not going to give properly, like with a clean heart of like I want to
With
give
a heart
this,
of Thanksgiving.
yes, just
Right.
don't give it.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's normally how I connect with like non-believers. I share personal experience, and like you said, how do you tell somebody that's not as strong in Christ as you are, yo, it's gonna be okay. Let God be the ruler of that. And sometimes I look at situations where like, you know, like even with my mom, like I've seen people do my mom dirty. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff made me the guy that I am today. But those same people, like today, they're not living right. And it's like, let God
God
did his
Yeah,
job.
don't
You get what
think
I'm
they
saying?
so not eating them, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm
Don't
saying?
think
So
that.
like,
Them people are living with
Right.
demons, bro.
so not everything is in. You can't be the judge for every case.
No, you can't.
When you see somebody that crossed you or somebody that disrespected you in your youth, yo, my mom used to say, kill them with kindness. If you meet somebody that's done you wrong, hug them still, and that's very hard to do. And like he says, that's where the element of the Holy Spirit comes in, because the forgiveness thing, right? I always tell them to forgive people is to put them in a position where they've never hurt you.
Yep.
So if this is my crib and you stole from me, if I truly forgive you, I will leave you in my crib by yourself.
Yeah.
And not
Forgiveness.
feel away. That's true forgiveness. And if
I've
you
been
can't
saying
do
that all
that,
week.
don't say I forgive
Yes,
you.
and forgiveness
You know what I'm
also
saying?
comes with reconciliation, and not that you guys got to be buddy again.
Right.
But it still has to be a space where that is still your brother or
Right.
your sister.
Right. It's hard, bro. It's hard, bro. It's hard.
I'm gonna tell God I ain't doing that right now. I ain't gonna lie, G. Like that's not even in my book right now, bro. It's not even in my
I
playbook.
don't see my flesh don't work like that.
I'm telling you.
No, but again, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Your flesh, that's not you if you
I'm a
do
very
it.
No,
Forgive
that's
the
what I'm
person,
saying. Like,
But
Really?
there's a pastor.
I forgive you the same.
When I went to-
That's exactly how I
Yeah.
It
feel.
depends.
When-
It depends.
I don't-
When I went to
have
Dallas,
practice
forgiveness.
Pastor said this though about the Nazi lady that forgave her. Imagine like the lady that was a Nazi
Just
camp.
to wrap up.
Yeah. You have to sometimes, for the faith to work, for the Holy Spirit to even activate, lead with your faith, and the feelings will follow. So sometimes we have to make the decisions that we don't want to make
Right there.
right then and there. It's like, I'm gonna give you the exact example, but let's use you guys as an example. It's like if the person that touched you when you were younger was to pull up on you right now and be like, yo, hey, I've changed. I'm different now. And you don't want to like grab their hand for real.
Right.
But you do anyways. The Holy Spirit.
Well, right.
Twisted.
Yeah.
The Holy Spirit will then act because because at this point we do know better. Right. So like if you see how we're actively talking about what this thing is. So our flesh knows what's right. And sometimes God is waiting for us to make the right decision. I like making the wrong decisions sometimes. Because
Not always though.
No, I don't. Not always, but again, it's like
You
this.
make yourself seem so terrible when you're dead ass not.
Nah.
Yes, no, but in
Like what you said the other night, that still resonates with me, bro. When we
What?
pulled up to the spot and we seen who we seen, and I looked at you, he said, I'm like, damn, we in the room right now with like a fake op. And I looked at Lolo and he's like, yo, you gotta forgive niggas. And I said, damn, bro.
something changed.
Like, no, like
That
I-
wasn't
I-
me,
no,
though.
it wasn't- no,
That's not me.
I like it was growth for him. Cause like at first I didn't
You talking about Ariel?
No.
You just love to name
Yeah,
stuff.
like you just like you saw how I went
I-
into
I-
it, not
Right.
about
He
like,
the name in.
I know who don't watch the show.
so I seen it. I'm like, damn, we in here, and I seen Son too. I'm like, what's good?
Oh,
yeah,
Yada.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I knew it was him.
yo, I'll never rob a bank with this guy.
Ever.
We
No,
seen him.
Bob, get the safe.
No, he's gonna tell my government. Like,
They caught us. Come out of hiding.
so when he said that, I'm like, and I like he put the hood twist on it. Like, you gotta forgive niggas. Like he didn't.
That make it a little better for me.
He didn't do
honestly.
that. Like again, I was able to resonate. Like if I told a non-believer back, imagine I was not of the faith. but we was cool.
Yeah.
And you told me about the situation, I would have pulled up like, bro, you standing next to bro? So the way he said, yo, you gotta forgive niggas, I'm about to get a t-shirt that says you gotta forgive niggas.
I would wear it.
Because he didn't quote
Wait,
scripture.
no,
He
because
didn't catch
not
that fitness
verbatim.
of the
Yeah, but you know, some people be like, yo, the Bible says in Philippians this and that. So then you kind of force me in a position where be like, all right, you're right. But when you look at your boy and you be like, you gotta forgive niggas, bro.
And communicate
I looked
with
at him,
him
I said,
on his level.
yo, you right, bro.
Right.
And out of the situation, I got hurt the most than Pop did. So it was one of those like, if I could forgive the nigga, bro, like
no, but that's why he said it. Cause I didn't say much. I was just like, yo, bro is here, whatever. And I looked at him, yo, you gotta forgive niggas. I said, all right, that's what we're gonna do.
That's true.
You know what
All
I'm
of the story, you gotta forgive niggas.
You can ask her the
Shout
question.
out to
Oh, this is your turn. We
Oh.
touched on mine.
Oh, I was gonna ask you. Basically, no, you were supposed to ask a question. The question I asked you and Keanu. Okay.
Oh.
Yes, you're supposed to ask.
Definitely. I
That's
thought
the
that was a
last
little bit
question for
later.
the
Right, because I know after this we gotta
Yeah.
change the tone a little bit so we could come back.
This was good though.
higher.
I didn't think.
I needed this though.
I didn't think the Holy Spirit was gonna move
This
this
was-
episode.
Yeah.
This is
No, I
fire.
needed. I was here 100%. So just to wrap this up, I would say, if you and your mom, Yandy, this was your last day on Earth, what would be your message to her?
Oh man.
Right. That's why I wanted to get
You're
this
black
out
and
early. Before we start, cracking up in here. Stop making business types.
What would I say to her?
Yeah.
Yes.
God forbid.
God
No,
forbid.
right, yes, of course, God forbid.
Um,
What would be something that you would want her to know? Like, the camera is your mom right now.
You gotta drink after this one.
You need a shot. Something.
dang, because I really want it to be like simple, like straightforward.
I guess you're a simplified version, so you don't.
Yeah, my simplified version, I would say.
Look at the camera.
Dang, what would I say to you
wanna-
right
I'm
now?
gonna play some deep music behind it too.
Mom.
Take your time.
Right.
Take your time.
You got time.
Let him use you. Let him use you.
If today was my last day,
Your last day.
my last days communicating with Yandy, what would I say to her?
She said, I got a couple of things I want to say.
If today was the last day on Earth for everybody,
Right,
what's the
not
last
just
thing
for
you would
y'all.
say to Yandy?
The world is over.
Yeah, like it's the last time y'all see
that
each other
changes a lot.
before y'all transition to heaven.
That wasn't love.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought it was just the two of them. Everybody.
Dang, I don't know, but I guess I would say I'm sorry for not being appreciative of all the things you have done for me. But I want you to know that you're special to me. And everything you actually did was in fact enough for me. I will leave it there.
Okay.
That's nice.
I will leave it
First of all,
there.
accountability is already.
Yeah, son, that level of gratitude is
I
tough.
love accountability.
I will leave it there.
Yeah. I do got a question though.
Okay. I got to answer.
Paris told me everything was off limit. Everything was on limits.
Okay. Have your way.
I'll pop that bottle first.
One time, let's pop it first. Let's do a
talk
little.
about-
Let's do a
So
little.
let's talk about this Bel Air Blue, right?
Type shit.
Yeah.
Let's run that. Our future partner.
Again, thank you for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Type shit.
I said it
See?
was going
She
to
said it. She
spill.
said it. She
I
said
literally
it.
said it. No, it's okay. It is
Let's
spilling
let
me.
some napkins real quick.
My
Chase.
bad.
She got grace. It's okay.
One time. No, you
She
forgave niggas. She forgave niggas.
She forgave.
Make sure that shit don't spill.
You
She
get a
told
little.
me.
So,
solid.
I know your family been making some waves the last couple of weeks on social media.
Okay.
I would hate to ask this. I don't really want to ask the question, but the people told us that we had to ask this question.
Okay.
Oh,
Yo,
you know
Blaze,
what?
you OD'd. What the fuck? Blaze, stop.
I need to know.
You OD'd, bro.
Not the flash one.
Wait, hold
It's
on.
okay. They did this exact same thing to me last
And she
episode.
put it on the high setting.
Like,
bro.
yes, like,
But right
not the block the girl.
She
Like,
pressed it one like that, bro.
Yo, we gotta know. I want to know who sent the DM.
All right, I'm gonna be honest.
okay.
Wait, we hold on. We getting a real tea.
Don't y'all. No, I'm giving y'all the real. Y'all gonna get the real shit.
I don't want Mona to be mad at us. Who sent the DM?
It was you.
I was about to say,
All
she
right,
said, I
no,
said
no,
the
bring
DM.
it in. I'm gonna tell
All right, all
you.
right. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Yo, Chase, turn her
And
mic
look,
up.
this is
Turn
the
her mic
only
up.
platform I'm gonna tell the truth. This is the only platform I'm gonna tell the truth on.
Don't mad at me.
All right. So I'm gonna hold y'all hand when I say this.
I bet.
Everybody.
Are we gonna?
I love it. I already know what
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
mind
Let's
it.
do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Yeah.
We gonna lock hands. I sent the DM.
I knew you did it. I told them you did it. You just gave me that vibe.
And y'all
I
let
know
me
you
know
did
if y'all need me to come send another one.
You know what?
I love that.
At this point, I need a few DMs you need to send.
I got you.
I need.
Yes.
How is that? Their dynamic seems like, I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate their dynamic, cause like she really ride man DC.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She ride.
I feel like whether it's positive or negative, she never spoke bad or like down on him. And I think that's how the foundation should always be, especially when you're on such a public platform. Because it's like you ever did something in public or posted something, you're like, damn, I should never did that. Just not even because you care so much about what people think, but it's like it doesn't align with who I'm trying to be. Yeah. So I just like that. Even if they are having any sort of issues, I'm pretty sure they would rather handle it off camera than to let us embarrass each other on camera.
Mandisi did tell her that. In one of the episodes, he was telling her that with their family, they got to deal with things in-house instead of going on social media. You remember that? I'm clocking it, girl.
She said, you remember that like I do. I want you. I do.
I'll say this though. I think again, like, listen, we don't talk bad about people on the show.
You know.
We have opinions, but we don't talk bad about people. So it's one of those things again, like within that, because I don't watch reality TV, but I follow the Shade Room. So I was keeping up with that thing. And I'll just say this. I say, yo, I can always respect anybody who don't want to break their household. And how she handles a lot of these situations, like I can applaud, because I know it's hard, because it's so many, like, especially, I have a thing. I know women don't like women. So like it becomes.
What the hell does that mean?
Women don't like women.
Like
So
a
that
daddy.
actually makes another monologue. He's right.
Yeah, women are
Forgive
catty
this
towards each
nigga.
other.
Yeah,
That's it, bro.
We're
You got it.
enemies.
No, like
forgive niggas, man.
But I
That's
never,
it, bro. Forgive niggas, bro.
yo, I would never pull up on another guy and do half of the things that these girls are doing.
but
to
can you say some women? Because I don't feel like I was ever.
No,
catty
I'm not
woman.
talking.
I
If
got
it
a lot
don't
of
apply,
flaws,
let it
but-
fly. I'm not Pastor.
Oh.
But you
You
know,
just made
but
that?
you said women don't like women.
Women
Women don't like women. I am a woman.
No, there's a general consensus that like, yo, women are catty towards each other. That's the
I'm
thing,
glad you said
right?
that.
Oh, we also got to touch on.
You could.
We
Go
also
ahead.
got to touch on you being.
Gay.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't want to say the word gay.
before.
I
So
ain't get in trouble.
basically, why are you gay?
You ever seen that meme with the
Yeah,
African?
you seen that? Say, yeah. Why you gay?
You never seen
You
that?
never seen the African dude?
If we show it to you, you're gonna be like, yo, I seen that. Yeah, it's very
Yo,
common.
Skelly, can we throw it up? The why are you gay dude?
Why are you gay?
So he went viral like way before viral was viral.
He's
Like
a pastor?
he went he's an African ignorant dude.
Oh.
So he started making waves back again on social media. He was on a show. He was just on a show in like 2013. He just asked the dude like, "Why are you gay?" But he's African, and now like
He
he
was
gets
serious, though.
he gets paid to say it now off of that video from over a decade ago.
I never seen
You never
that
seen
one
it?
I never seen that.
Bro, it's in mad memes.
Yo, if just type in "Why are you gay?" it's gonna pop up.
Why?
No,
But-
because it's a
But I think
universal
a better
meme.
question is.
Yeah, no, but essentially, just real quick, so we can wrap up the Yandy thing. It's like I could always appreciate that, but I want to know from your perspective.
That was fast, bro.
Just get to like, see if we can get to the actual video.
One of the gay rights activists,
Look. This
Mr.
is stupid.
I've never seen
Julian
this shit before.
Onzima. Thank you for coming in. Why are you gay?
I never seen it before.
No, because how you kickstart an interview like that, bro? That's mad
That
viral,
video is
bro.
one of the biggest videos ever.
Yeah, that's mad viral.
Like he has like I think like 1 million followers off of just saying that.
Did he intend to come off ignorant like
care,
that?
No, he
No,
did an
he
interview about it. He did an interview about it. He was serious, but again, you know the Africans. That joint, mad funny. That was good. That was good. That was a good reference. But I want to know from your perspective as a gay girl, is it the same perspective that women don't
Would
like
you
each
rather
other?
be called gay or lesbian or bisexual?
Yeah, what's the
do you
rules?
Do you have your own
What's the rules for girls? No, I know how to address gay dudes. Like,
I just like, my pronouns are her, she.
Okay.
I like to stick with that, but I'm really not into the labels. However, if I had to categorize myself, I am a full-blown lesbian who's solely interested in women.
Okay. I don't feel like calling you a lesbian. I feel like me saying like you as a lesbian sounds very derogatory. So it's
But
like.
if she's well, are you?
That's
No,
okay.
I mean,
do I call you a lesbian or do I?
Yeah, you can. I mean, that's why I just said I don't like labels at all.
Yeah.
So I would rather you just be like, she's herself.
Right.
I'm Infinity. I exist
So for the context
on my
of
own
the question,
terms.
for the
But go
context
ahead.
of the question,
You be interested in women.
yes,
Yeah.
I like girls too. So.
Oh, you're lesbian too?
That used to be a thing when I was a kid. Remember before we understood these words? We're like, yo, I'm a lesbian. I like girls.
Yeah.
Y'all
no,
are so
no.
annoying.
Just a boy. Chill. Yes. So as a lesbian, how is that perspective with like girls? Like, do you feel like the same way? Like girls are catty to girls. They don't like girls. Girls don't want to see other girls progress.
Yes. Especially, so I'm a woman myself. So, however, I'm not like that though.
Yeah.
So I agree with Paris. Like, not all girls fall to that narrative, like being catty towards each other. Yeah. Like, that's not my MO at all. Like, I don't have a desire if I'm dealing with a female and she's, has, another third party, in the loop, and I'm just going on my way to be catty towards someone. I'm just not doing that. Just not my forte.
Yeah.
Because I wholeheartedly just believe I'm me.
Yeah.
And nobody's gonna give you what I give you.
Okay.
And that's one thing I can stand on firm. So I don't really subscribe to the narrative, when it comes to my personal self. However, though, I do believe women are catty.
Yeah.
And, they're catty.
I think it's just in their nature too, though.
Yeah, that's
like even men in ourselves. I feel like we gotta lay ground. We gotta lay ground our territory on everything too.
So women and catty, what are men?
There's difference.
Bitchy.
Territorial.
Masculine, territorial. Territorial.
It's so different though.
Territorial.
Like women would do it for no reason. 9 times out of 10, women wouldn't even, and from my perspective, and I judge like all day long when it comes to this thing, because like these little things bother me. Like I don't like that. I don't like women. I don't like women. I don't like women that like feeling better than women. I say this every episode. I don't like women that always compare themselves to women. I don't like that shit. That shit's like, in this age, when I was younger, it was cool, right? At this grown-ass age with a man like, trying to, being a man that's trying to follow the faith, that thing turns me off completely. I don't like women that compete with each other. So it feels like sometimes it's just for no reason. It be for the most shallowest of things, right? That's my problem. With men, I'm not gonna look at paparazzi and be like, yo, he's more handsome than me. I have a problem.
Some men will, bro.
Yes,
No,
but
a lot of men
not to
compare
not to the extent, because most men, again, our value is within our pockets.
And a lot of men don't
our
say it,
ability
but
to
they think
provide.
they
Women,
feel it.
because society has set the standard of beauty for
It's
you guys.
beauty for- yeah.
It's beauty first and
You have
everything
a huge,
second.
that's a good point.
Women will literally look at another girl
And because she looks
be like-
better.
or think she looks better. Because if you let us tell it,
Yeah,
it's not
facts.
true, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because aura matters, and also like, you guys are pretty girls. It depends on what our type is.
Right.
Like,
It's
are you?
subjective.
Huh?
Beauty's subjective.
Very, very, very.
I think beauty's not. I don't think beauty's. I think there's some ugly people out here. I think there's some people you can look at and be like, yo, you're ugly. But like,
Oh, D, bro.
no, I feel that way about myself.
But that's from his eyes.
Yes.
Everybody
No,
else,
small as they are.
eyes.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all see some ugly ass people.
I know.
But it's not our place.
But they gotta be blind.
No, it's not our place.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
not our place to place that judgment. I'm just saying, let's not act like we ain't call somebody ugly before.
Nah.
Like there's
Hard
some
on the
people that
eyes.
have
Not out loud
hard,
though.
I like
hard in the
that.
That's
eyes.
what Jamaicans
Maybe
say.
in the head.
You never call
No,
somebody
they don't
ugly
say
out
that.
loud?
They say worse.
Nah, I never call somebody ugly out loud. I've seen
ugly
beauty.
Yeah, I'm on right now.
That beauty movie with Vanessa Hudgens. How like the dude turned ugly after
That's my
calling people
favorite
ugly.
movie,
Yeah, out of here.
Beastly.
I never.
You don't want the cardinal.
Nah, no, I would never say it. But I'll think it though.
Yo, you stupid,
but
son.
I'm human too. I'm allowed to not be a great person all the time.
But I love when people are ugly and they're confident in it.
Yes.
I love that. That's my favorite thing, bro. Nah, like people that be like, I'm saying like people that be ugly, like they be confident. Like certain people, bro, like they know that they're that and they love themselves.
No, yeah, because you're confident.
Confident in their ugliness or confident in the denial of their ugliness. Because I know some people who are ugly and they're
confident in themselves. The best that they dwell in. Some people are happy with that, bro.
It's deeper than just.
So how do you do it?
I wake up.
I saw that coming.
I wake up every single day.
I saw that coming.
Look, I wake up every single day.
That was a left hook.
Hold on, look. I wake up every single day. I go on Instagram. I type in Blaze Clover, and I say it could be worse.
Great comeback.
What's up, bro?
Great comeback. Great comeback.
He said the shorty again.
Yo.
Yes. You gonna wipe this off, bro.
Yo, Lola,
real quick.
Before season 4, these two right here, they gonna fight.
Nah, facts.
I'm
definitely.
I got 60 on Josh.
No, yes.
I'm
going on.
I'm going
on Pop's side.
Oh, nah.
We switching places, bro. We switching places.
I think. Hold on. Back to the topic though. But I think that's real. That's the real reason.
I got it. Oh, thanks, Perry. You're not a girl's girl. You're not a girl's girl.
You're not
gonna leave this man for
I just
Sticky?
clean that up. Like,
No, we Gucci. But
I hate sticky floors.
I gotta sign a protection.
order
the word?
protection.
Nah, the restraining order.
Against who?
A restraining rule.
He said a straining one.
Yeah, like they got a tight rapper when I'm around. Like,
All right, talking about back to the topic.
Great
Yeah,
comeback, though, for real, bro.
I think that's why it's a little bit different than women. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, especially when you have girls that like ugly guys. There's so many different narratives that come to it's multiple reasons why women either need us or want us. With women, amongst women, it's a thing, right? It's like, yo, you guys, and I don't know what the psyche is behind it as to like, I was talking to myself yesterday about.
Just yesterday?
Yeah, no, it was very, and I was trying to really figure it out. I'm like, yo, why, like this girl could be like, let's say like, Paris, you got your body done. And I'm hypothetically speaking, there's a whole video about like, right? And Blaze didn't, right?
This my girl Scotty. She's from the South.
Right? And Blaze didn't, right? Now, I be trying to figure out, like, are you mad that she got the BBL that you probably don't need? Or are you mad that you can't afford the BBL? Like, what levels of insecurity?
If you have a negative comment about anybody, especially publicly, because let's be real, we all talk shit, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like if you make it your business to talk negatively about someone publicly, you have to be some sort of like. There has to be resentment, envy, jealousy,
some type of
every
Jezebel
projection.
spirit.
Mm-hmm. Like it's a lot because that's one thing I never believed. Like, how could you be so mad that you wanted to say this publicly?
Yeah.
Like I've never, as much shit as I talk with my friends, I've never felt it in my soul, nobody to post or say or comment because it's just like if I don't like it, just skip it. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I just don't be giving a fuck. I don't care that much to like. Bring people down. So when people do it to me, that's why I curse them out so bad because it's like I don't look for problems.
Yeah,
and I feel like I'm pretty positive.
Yeah.
Like I don't protrude that kind of vibe. So when people come to me and start with me, I be like, I carry on because it's like, damn. I mean,
niggas be haters too.
Fire shit is crazy. This?
Oh no, because I'm gonna curse out.
This is very Jamaican to do.
Very lethal.
No, because I be upset. I really take it personal because I feel like when you pick with people that is not like I hate bullies. That's what it is. I don't like a bully, and anytime I see someone being a bully or doing bully-like things, I instantly feel like I need to like tear you down because it's like, why are you doing that?
So you're the type of person like if I was bullying Infinity like and you didn't know me and you didn't know her, you would just like tell me to stop.
I'm cursing you out. Why the fuck you doing that?
Nah, I got you. That's fair.
I don't feel like a conversation needs to be had. I'm gonna be funny with you, and then it's like I like to argue with people, so I'm gonna go toe to toe with you.
Toe to toe.
Yeah. One thing about it, and I know my friend wouldn't mind, but there is a stigma about gay men, and what I mean by that is I personally have a lot of like gay male friends, and one thing he taught me to do was argue, and I will always love my friend for that, cause me and him used to be boop 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 in a positive way, like not on no shit like that, and ever since then, shout out to you, baby Isaiah, I love you. I go toe to toe with anybody. Quick responses. What? Yep. Yeah. Last word. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you like to
We
get
gonna-
the last word?
Always.
Damn.
Keanu can't stand me. That's him calling me right now. You know.
Shout out to Keanu.
Question.
Yeah. No.
Question.
Don't be a
I don't
bully,
got much energy,
especially
bro.
around me. I'm a curse.
So did everybody see Chris Brown and Karreuche?
That was
flirting?
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all seen
That
that?
was cute.
That was
Hold on,
really
time
cute.
out now.
You remind me of
I don't
you,
know how I
bro.
feel about
How?
That's some shit you would do.
What? Talk to my ex?
No, they weren't. You was talking that.
Yeah, type shit. No,
Why
alright,
you
so
gotta keep hitting? Josh was about to.
You gonna hit Josh too? What the hell?
I'm getting hit by both of y'all.
Like, what the hell? My leg hurt.
no, real
Y'all
quick.
need to sit by yourself.
Real quick, we can talk about no, like real talk. So I think we saw the video of Chris Brown, and Karreuche catching up with each other. I got a question. First of all, shout out to Breezy, because he's that guy. But I don't necessarily agree with spinning back on your ex. How y'all feel about spinning back on your ex?
I'm gonna spin every time.
Every time.
And who gonna stop?
But
Who gonna stop me?
I never
Like
did it
after
before.
you done moved on to
Who
another
gonna
one, you
stop?
come back to
Who gonna
Yeah.
stop me? Is the question.
From spinning back on your ex?
Who gonna
Yes.
stop me?
I feel like it depends on the circumstances. Certain situations you really shouldn't revisit, but I feel like I didn't enter like traumatic situations until this point in my life.
That's a
I'm
problem.
known for spinning back because it's like, hi, I'm ready to come home.
Have
It's
fun
fun out
outside.
here. Yes, I'm
Take
ready
me
to
out.
come.
When do you think it's
that nose sniff.
It is familiar.
Yeah.
It is
I think
familiar.
it's a lot of that.
I always said I don't want to share my. I've never really been a casual dater. That never really. I'm a lover. I
said
want to
this
be in a
last time,
relationship. I tell everybody when me and my man started talking again after so many years, that was my man. That was my boyfriend, and I don't care. And of course
I
everybody.
don't care.
Yeah, because like, what are you saying to me right now? Like, if we spending all this time together, why wouldn't you be my?
Are you spinning back for another relationship or just for the vibe?
Well, here's the thing. It depends on
Because I
where
feel
I'm
like
at
the
in my
relationship
life.
never works.
But most of the time,
Or you
I don't
just
spin
spin
back for
both.
a relationship.
Wait, so is that considered spinning back though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I think even
Going back to what hurt you is spinning back, bro.
What if you
But what if it's
Or
not
if you
her?
did- or if you did the
Right.
hurting.
What if it's not her?
When
What if
did
I
you
just
realize it
what
wasn't
if-
her?
what if I just want to touch the water just one more time? Let me just see what that's about.
Why'd you walk away the first time?
But see now, look,
No, you also have to include what he said. What if you did the
Let
hurt
her
as well?
speak. Let me hear this.
it depends though. I feel like it depends on circumstances because I'm a person. So like you said, before I was a damaged adult, I was a damaged child.
Okay.
So for me, if I'm spinning the back, if I'm spinning the block, I'm spinning the block because I have abandonment issues and it's kind of hard for me to just let go and sever myself.
yes.
So even if I'm not spinning the back to be intimate, I'm gonna spin a block to say, how are you? How you feeling? Let me see if we still got the
access.
chemistry. Let me see if I still even have access. Let me see if I still
So
got
you send
it.
the first text.
Let me see if I still got it. I wanna know if I still got it.
So,
Oh, you okay? So you doing
And do.
okay?
so if me and you was dating, well, if I was a girl, and we
What?
were dating-
Damn.
Yo, for the first time ever.
what?
She
That's
said,
like
no, I
outta
said,
here.
I'm glad he knows.
And like I did you in, but it was fun. Like, stay with me.
I'm with you.
I did you in, but it was fun. Like like everybody you spoke to after that, it's like they probably were
People with
nicer,
confidence.
but like they didn't give you that edge. Like I showed you life, like a different part of life. I just did you in, like, and I come to you on some serious shit, and I'm trying to spin the block. I know half of you was gonna be like, yo, nah, I can't do that again. But like, what if I hit you with the like, yo, you gotta forgive niggas? Like, do I get another chance? Like,
especially
That's a good way to put it.
when
I
you
like
catch
that.
her in a spiritual journey. If you catch her in a spiritual journey, you better come verse ready.
oh, verse ready?
Yes, if you catch a girl
Page number,
that
all
you
that.
hurt
Yeah.
in her spiritual journey, please come verse ready.
But I'm asking, what's the threshold for the forgiveness? Like, if I did you in, like, what's the point where you be like, nah, you
Too
did
long to
this,
spin back?
so I can't, what's the
So,
threshold?
For me, honestly, there's no threshold. And let me tell you why. Because I feel like I'm a person who's always operating out of forgiveness, right?
So if I had a baby on you, that's enough?
As a lesbian?
I'm
No,
okay.
Oh, God, that part time.
Yes, no,
He said, no, he said,
Yo,
if I
facts.
was-
No, that's
I was
a good
a girl.
question. That is a good question.
That is a good
As a
question.
lesbian,
If I had a
yes, that means she
But then
cheated.
he
That means
just
she
said
cheated on you with a
cheated on you with a
guy.
man.
Yes,
I had a
yes.
baby on
Hold on,
you.
back
But
up,
I feel like the only way you can be in that situation with her is if you was a girl that's a lesbian.
Yeah, that sounds
just said
hypothetical.
that.
He's like,
Okay, so look, let me answer. Again, my answer is not gonna change. Of course, in the moment, if we're together and I'm with this girl and she happens to go
step out one night and ends up with a baby. Of course, in the heat of the moment, I'm human, right? So of course I'm gonna operate out of emotion. I hate you. How can this happen? Like, why did I confide in you? Why did I trust you? Why did I give my body to you? That's all in the midst of the moment. However, though, I'm a person who I feel like God has made to just be this forgiving social butterfly. I'm always operating out of forgiveness. I don't care about what I say in the midst of the moment. I'm a person who's always operating out of forgiveness. I don't have to practice it. I am it.
But after you forgive, right? That's a good one. Do you say like, yo, it's cool and walk away, or like you a stepmom now?
I'm a stepmom.
You got a lot of love. I love that. That level of growth is like admirable. I'm telling you.
I also have to ask. I also have to ask.
Ooh, that shit hurt.
Yeah,
that shit
you
hurt.
strong, girl.
Which is worse?
I ain't that strong. I be
her cheating on you with a guy or her cheating on you with another girl?
That's a good question.
Very
that's
confusing.
I'm inverting all the questions. I'm inversing all the questions that we asked.
A guy is crazy.
You said what?
A guy is crazy, but I can't speak.
And don't think that
double dipping.
Like you don't. Like you don't like guys at all.
Right.
I think
Because like if a girl
cheats
cheats on me with a girl, it's more of like potential threesome. It's mad like okay.
I don't always think because a girl likes girls, it's like threesome. No, you can watch it.
What are we supposed to think?
I just feel like I don't understand why men always just feel like, oh yeah, because I like girls good. Let's have a threesome. No, nigga, I just want to have sex with her. Like
that's fair. But I'm asking which one's worse.
Can we answer the question?
So.
This
Okay.
is a lie. We
did.
Have you been through this?
Have I? Oh no.
Oh.
Praise God. You have
Why you said it like that? Because you operate out of forgiveness.
No.
Don't funny, your jokes today is like.
Because like I said, and of course in the moment, like that's harsh. That's like that's harsh. Like to be in a predicament like that. But for me, honestly, as a real lesbian, I'm like a real right lesbian. Like my woman does not have to worry about me even going as far as flirting with a guy. Like I'm not doing that. Like that's not what I'm here for. My emotional attachment is to women. I love me a woman I'm talking about from her crown to her toes. Like that's still you know what I'm saying? That's not gonna change. However, if I have to choose between which one is worse, my woman having a baby on me or my woman cheating on me with another woman, I'm gonna say her having a kid on me.
No, with a man or with a woman?
Okay,
like
her
having a baby.
Her having a baby on me. Because that's just something that I can't give you.
Wait, that was the question?
No,
I thought the question was...
Well, she's still implying that that's a man, though. At the end of the day, of course.
Okay, the question is it worse for them to cheat with a woman or cheat
saying
with a
that
man?
it's worse for her to cheat with a man.
It's worse for her to cheat with a man because he still has something I can't give you.
Right.
He has a physical body part
And then
I
it's the
cannot
fact that,
give you.
so what if do you deal with bisexual women? Like have you ever, and I'm guessing that's
if you like
really
women, you like all women. Like you like women that
See now we gotta draw the line because
so what kind of woman you like?
I don't have a type, I have a preference.
Oh, okay.
Do you ever like a straight? Have you ever liked a straight woman?
I've dealt with a lot of girls who I actually turned from being straight to.
You out here converting people to God and
still a disciple.
And don't think that freaky shit only happen like with lesbians. Like I know women who have gotten cheated on with other men. I told a girl that.
Wait, say that again?
There's guys that cheat with guys. There's guys that.
Right.
I'm saying there's also.
I told a girl that if your man leaves you for a man, you gotta start your whole life over, bro. Like you gotta go to a different country,
move,
new name,
especially if you're a baby daddy and he cheating on you with a man.
That's tough.
I know.
What is this, a Tyler Perry show?
I know a girl.
Beauty and Black.
Yo, hold on. Y'all seen Beauty and Black? Y'all seen Beauty and Black?
I ain't watched it.
Y'all gotta watch Beauty and Black. Yo, there's this big ass masculine looking lawyer that the client's wife was trying to sleep with, but he's sleeping with his brother. It's so Tyler Perry shit.
I'm too excited to express
That show fire.
Like that,
Shout out Tyler Perry. Y'all know me, I don't play about Tyler Perry. No matter how gay people think he is, he's like amazing with the scripts. Real quick, Vibes Cartel concert.
Shout out to who went.
I'm gonna have to sit this one out because
I'm saying this one out too. We all sitting out. It's for them too.
I'm really a Yankee.
What you need to know?
Me too.
I need to know. Pop, just talk about your tweet.
What was the? Oh, so if y'all, we gonna put the tweet on the.
Okay, into tweet.
I felt like when I woke up that morning, the picture was perfect because I felt like crying too. Like yo, I spent my money, bro. And but as I realized, like I feel like you have to be a real like I feel like the first show we got Cartel, and the second show was more of like a turn up party, and I think he brought out a lot more artists because I personally don't think he could have physically did 2 shows back to back, next night after next night, with his age, his condition, and how much he gave us the first night. But I don't know, like, cause I'm not a big concert dude, but like when I was there, I don't think y'all understand, like just being in the room and it's like they're not playing Cartel. He's down there performing that shit right now in real time. Like
it hit different.
I've been listening to Cartel since like 05. You get what I'm saying? It's 2025.
Middle school days, bro.
And like the reason why, cause you didn't go the first night.
I went the second one. The better one.
The first night. He came out and I think he was reciting the lyrics to God is the Greatest. And I think he told the DJ like, yo, cut the music.
Yeah.
And like, I think it was God the Greatest. I don't know if it was another song, but yo, he started crying, bro, like tearing up. And like, I felt that because when you in a position in your life and so much shit has been happening for so long, you kind of start envisioning how your shit gonna end. Yo, I'm not gonna get out of this. The man got locked up almost 20 years ago. He got sick in jail.
Oh, yeah.
And like the charges he got hit with, it's like, bro, by the time you get out, you're not gonna be physically able to do. But forget getting out. It's more than likely you're gonna die here.
Yeah.
And before they freed him, it got to a point where they said like, yo, he's battling this thing in jail, and if he doesn't get help soon, he's gonna die in here, and that's gonna be on the news pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, only a miracle could. Cause, bro, we know Cartel for what he was doing and why he was in jail. You get what I'm saying?
Why was he in jail?
I don't want to talk about that.
We're not supposed to.
We're not gonna talk about that.
We still trying to get Cartel as a guest.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So
he's a bad man.
When I was listening, when I was listening to Cartel, I never really looked Cartel up on YouTube to like see him perform. Like I knew what he looked like and stuff, but because he was in jail so long and still making music, he was like a imaginary person, like on the on the Proud Family, like the basketball player that you
Wizard
can't
Kelly.
Wizard Kelly. I looked at.
Did you just compare Cartel to Wizard Kelly?
No, I'm saying that's how I felt like listening to his music. Cause we don't see the guy.
Okay.
You just hear him.
He was there.
Right. And he's still putting out tracks and there's music coming out, but it's like we don't see him. He's not around the other artists that we listening to and stuff. And I'm like, damn. So I kind of like mentally envision like, damn, he gonna grow old, he gonna get sick, and he gonna pass in jail. Like, unfortunately. But I still respected his craft because, you get what I'm saying? So when I seen him come out and they was like, yo, he's free today. Like, and they put the video up of him coming out with the bandana and shit. I'm like, yo,
this is real life.
That's Vibes Cartel, bro. Like,
I don't think y'all understand.
I didn't feel like that since Michael Jackson, respectfully.
Respectfully?
You get what I'm saying? I didn't feel like when MJ died, I felt that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when Cartel came out, I'm like, damn, like this nigga free. But I'm like, yo, what's next? Like, is he gonna make music? Is he gonna come back as strong as he was? Let me see. And that shit happened so fast, bro.
Yeah, like, he got his visa really quick.
You know what I'm saying? Like, boy was in the States. Forget the States. When he started broadcasting Freedom Street, saying, yo, this is gonna be one of the biggest sold out shows. He was not playing. Them prices was crazy. But niggas was leaving New York to go over there. People was in Jamaica.
All over the world.
That was one of the biggest concerts in Jamaica in years. You know what I'm saying? So for him to do that, right? Come to the States. He did a couple shows outside of Jamaica and stuff, and then like get in Brooklyn. You get what I'm saying? And like I ain't gonna front. I came to the concert a little late because the show started at 8. I knew Cartel wasn't coming out at 8. He was gonna do some warmers and stuff like that.
Late, like
no, not that late. So I'm in the crib. It was like 7:30ish. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna get there. He probably gonna come out like 9, whatever. And I'm like, yo. So my plan was to come late and leave early because I didn't want to deal with the traffic and the stampede and all of that. So I'm in there. I'm like, yo, if this nigga don't do Brooklyn Anthem, bro, I'm not leaving.
Imagine he don't.
And I'm like, yo, we in the Barclays Center. He has to do that. But I'm like, he kept teasing it.
Right,
he would do a song and just stop. And no DJ. This man from, and he'll just drop the mic and everybody will go crazy. So I'm like, yo,
he had us like this
song. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, yo, this shit getting late. It's pushing 1 o'clock in the morning.
By the way, excellent recap.
Yeah, so I'm like,
envisioning the whole shit,
bro.
You was there, right?
Yeah, I didn't have to buy tickets.
So I'm sitting there and I'm like, he came out with Spice, he did his thing, it was vibing, this and that. And then he told her, he was like, yo, light man, turn the lights off. I said, yeah. But I looked at the time, I was like, yo, if he don't do it, I'm coming tomorrow. I will buy a ticket and I'll make sure I come tomorrow. And he came out with the Brooklyn jersey with his name on it. I was like, all right, cool, he gonna do it. But like, and then he brought his mom out. Like, I feel like if you was in the room at that moment and nobody left early, everybody literally stayed for the entire concert, packed out, sold out, and you know, that was it. So for the day 2 motherfuckers.
Anyway, so let's really talk about it. That was cute though. You know, especially the segment with his mom, because he didn't do that day 2, and I feel like that was a really good thing.
It's one and done.
It's fine. No. He didn't. That's fine.
I gotta cry
my
twice.
Thing is,
yo, right?
I'm telling you, look, it's a job. At the end of the day, either way, here's my thing. You saw that video with Safari when he was crying. I felt that.
Yo, I appreciate. You ever met Safari? Don't do that.
Wait, what? Don't talk on it. Just go past it.
Real quick, I just want to give Safari his flowers for being like.
Why right now?
Just real quick, because like he's a different level of cringe that I appreciate. That's a nigga that's confident in himself. Like he do cringy shit. Nah, talking about he do cringy shit that I'm like, I wouldn't do that. But I'm happy there's a nigga out there that would, that's okay with it. And I know, like all jokes, I could appreciate somebody who's really like, you can't tell me, because at the end, I say this, Safari is a very positive.
It's different when you're getting paid for it.
He's I think he's so nice. I think everybody that's encountered Safari that I know tell me he's a very nice person. Mm-hmm. Like he's super nice, and you don't meet people like that. So
carry on.
Shout out Safari.
So I'm talking about the greatest day, like
I'm being Jamaican.
I felt Safari to my core because I felt like in my early teens, from like 12 to now, Bob's Cartel is just like a lifestyle for me. Like it's to a point like I feel something when I listen to this music. Granted, they talking about boom boom and cock up your, like I get it, but it's just so like it just make me feel like I just can't explain it, and it's like that's a part of my personality. That's what I was known for a very long time. I was known on social media for a lot of different things. I went viral and I was Facebook famous for a lot of different shit. But everybody knew I was gonna be that girl that's splitting on her head, spinning, doing all types of stuff. I was known for dancehall queen, doing all them dances with all the dancehall queens in New York, and then it was like the guys and Mags and all that other stuff. But everybody knows that I felt like that moment was for me. I don't give a fuck who was next to me. My boyfriend spoke to me right now. Right. Bob's Cartel was on this stage. He could have been anywhere in this world, but this man is right here, right now. Like, I know what he's doing, right? You ever just think about what a celebrity doing? Like, I wonder what Beyonce doing right now. Just chilling, you know what? That man was on that stage. Yeah. If I could really, because see, I'm a little heavier now. If I could dance like how I used to, I would have tried to get some type of, put the camera on me, so I would have made a scene. Okay, I'm a little bit older now. I'm a little bit more cracked. You know, I can't really move the same. But for me, I just felt like it was a full circle moment for me. Because it was like just like he said, all I could do is just make my own vibe from the music. Just whether it was a party, me and my friends, me by myself, me in a car, like I could make my own vibe. But when you see him and he's actually trying to give you energy, he's actually trying to give you personality, he's trying to put on a show and not just be like, here, damn. And like he loves his job, and it's like the fact that you love it as much as we do. I just felt like that was enough for me. Like, he said, I'm not really a concert person. I want to go to more concerts, but I just felt like that was worth every single penny that was given. Like, it was.
And fuck the people that kept saying what was that? Bitch,
what was what?
That nigga is 49 years old. With Graves' disease, you was locked up for almost 20 years.
Facts.
Did you want him to do a fucking backflip?
Like, I don't get it.
They thought he was trying to
No, it was very crazy. And then I realized, like you said, the internet is just...
It's just the internet,
You're going to meet people that's...
How great is Cartel if there's nobody hating on him? Like, how
That's
great...
true. And then, like, Paris, like, all jokes aside, like, even when they used to... Because outside of, like, the DQ stuff, like, when he used to do gunman music... Mm-hmm. Ghetto Youth Vibes, stuff like that. Even the battles, like the verses with Movado back in the day.
Right.
Vibes was considered like the GOAT. Mm-hmm. So to hear some music from somebody you don't see, it's almost like he was dead. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like people still listen to Bob Marley. He dead, but they listen to his shit. That's how we felt. I'm like, yo, we heard Fever, we heard this, we heard that. It's cool, but like I'm not seeing you doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like we seeing Popcorn do shit. We seeing Masika, Black Rhino, all of them, like you could go on YouTube and see them niggas. But now that we seeing Vibes and like he said, Vibes came out of jail, turned into a full-time content creator, bro. That shit,
he did.
He posts every day.
Every single day. Like
shout out to
5 times
Cartel
a
for
day.
collaborating
Yo,
on our
facts, right?
posts.
Right.
Like shout out to
Shout out to
Cartel.
Vibes for collaborating
I'll
on
say
it.
this though, y'all making it hard for the Haitians right now. Jamaicans and Vibes Cartel specifically. I'll tell you this. I'm not gonna lie. I love Vibes. Everybody know me. I'm a part-time Jamaican. I don't care.
Crazy.
By association.
I like reggae and dancehall more than I like compa, but I'm also a Haitian.
Wait, look at the camera and say
I
that.
like reggae. Everybody knows.
No, say it.
look
They
at
don't.
I like reggae
Uh-huh.
and dancehall more than I like compa.
More than what?
Than I like compa.
Okay, just checking. I'm editing that.
But respectfully,
Put an
I'll
echo
say
on
Yo,
this.
can you say hate real quick?
As a Haitian representative, and creator, I'm gonna keep it a stack with y'all. Look, Vibes Cartel has ruined every moment that Haitians had this year, and nobody's noticing it because we're so niche based. I'll tell you this: we had one of the biggest record-breaking concerts a couple of days before Freedom Street. Talk about.
I didn't even know you had it.
The one that I did the viral
really
content
good.
for.
I didn't even know.
With my guys Kali and me, right? So we were the first Haitian band to sell out an arena, right? In New York. Haitians is, oh my God, yeah, it's up, right? Talk about. Cartel a couple days later, Freedom Street, fuck us.
Yeah, right.
right. Talk about. Let me tell you where he's really dumping now, right? Right now we got one of the biggest songs in the world with Joe Dutch, Filet, and Burna Boy, right? Vibes Cartel, his whole vibe is taking over the internet. Nobody cares about us besides us, right?
Right.
Haitian Flag Week is
Oh,
February 14th. Talk about back up. I think everybody hear this. Haitian Flag Week is from the 14th to the 19th in Miami. Haitian Flag Day is the 18th. Cartel has a show in Miami the 17th. Listen, all respect to my boy. Look, but it does bother me in a way where like, yo, bro, like I love, but I'm still Haitian. My blood is still there at the end of the day, and we can't get a moment without feeling like Vibes is like.
Are you upset?
He is. Look at him. He's bothered.
I'm upset. I'm not upset with Vibes, because again, shout outs to him and his redemption. I think I'm more upset with y'all. Like,
Why fuck me for?
Yo, you gotta forgive niggas.
real quick, talk about what we gotta talk about.
Damn.
Okay, Disney Mount Rushmore. So I'll just ask.
Right, just
Just
ask,
ask. Don't
go
say
ahead.
I'll edit it. No, you do it.
I don't know what that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Are you a Disney
Go
kid?
ahead.
Yes.
Yes, it's gonna be lit.
Lame.
Oh,
Next
I think that wasn't
Time out. Nah.
I got you.
Because this gotta go up this week.
Peace now, bro.
This gotta go up this week. Like, talk about.
Ready for peace.
Yo, I'm happy that wasn't Infinity.
Talk
bro.
about.
Happy
Because you
Disney.
did that.
Look,
Ready for peace.
the Disney Mount Rushmore
Still-
drop. It's the last topic.
Nigga leg burning.
The Disney Mount
Stinging.
Rushmore. Thank you, bro. My fault. I'm a not. Like, and whoever knows, I grew up sheltered. I grew up an immigrant kid. All I had was Disney Channel. Like, I'm a Jonas Brothers fan. I just left Jonas Con a couple weeks ago.
Crazy.
Like, I publicly admired my Disney days. Like, I gave a whole breakdown on this Disney Mount Rushmore thing, and my DMs flopped. One thing I like about Disney, I really do it. All the baddies pull up in my DMs to talk. Like, yeah, let's talk, Jody. Like, what's up? Like, oh my God, you had a great.
Fine shit on
But that
scene.
was always me when I was younger. When High School Musical came out, I was the only boy in my class that watched it.
You was like,
So
Sing a song.
yeah, I was the only boy that watched it, and this is before like being gay was like a thing. And I'm straight, by the way, just making it clear.
nobody even thought.
No.
No.
No, but people be thinking because I have such a strong attachment to Disney, not understanding that I didn't have anything. Sorry, bro.
Bro, stop abusing my mans, bro.
People think because I have such a strong
need a knee
attachment to
pad.
Disney that I don't have that they refer. Time out, bro. Yo, son, this is my passion right here.
That was crazy, bro.
That was wild, bro.
People be thinking you gay if you watch too much Disney Channel. That's the error that I
Who
do.
said that?
I'm from the
Nobody
channel.
said that.
Talking about y'all niggas is not out here publicly declaring y'all love for Disney Channel. That's the thing.
All right, but
I'm outside.
people are
said that
People
to
do.
you, though?
Yo,
You're
bro, why we
gay?
acting like we're not from the floor so niggas don't think about shit like
I was
that?
watching.
I've never heard that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. A lot. Huh?
I was fake watching.
You said what?
You said that's the internet.
Nah, dog, I'm from the towns, nigga. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, they used to make fun
Yo,
of us
bro,
for
niggas
that,
would make
bro.
fun of niggas. I
Yeah,
ain't never
but
seen.
calling you gay is
Yes,
crazy,
because
bro.
everything
bro,
was
they used to
gay.
bad
Not that they
facts.
thought I was really
You talking
gay.
about like kids, like when niggas
Growing up and
Oh,
shit.
like,
now.
But even now as an adult, like my
that's
my
smart
level
thing,
of
man.
like passion for things like Disney Channel and not guns will make a nigga be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, let's not act like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I used to watch wrestling. They used to make fun of me when I was in
Yeah,
middle school.
bro.
Call you gay for wrestling?
Nah, but like you lame.
Come on, niggas, why she weak?
Because now niggas was gay for watching wrestling.
Nah,
No,
like
she
you
not
lame.
laughing.
What the fuck else we gonna watch?
Yo, I got a question. Talk about
Fucking news.
why you laughing? I got a question. Why you
Yo,
laughing?
she's weak, bro.
I'm telling you.
I'm
bro.
just saying, yo. I chose
Wait.
Disney Channel over
Somebody told
violence.
you was gay for watching
No,
wrestling.
like make fun of you for it.
No, but Josh, at
did they make
8,
you fun
between
of?
the ages
That
of
shit
8
was
and
cool.
13, what the fuck are you supposed to watch?
Clearly Martin.
Nah,
Like, bro, niggas be
fucking
forgetting where
news?
we from, bro. I'm
Yeah,
from
facts.
Canarsie. I went to 211. Niggas was fucking at 12 and 13.
Yeah,
Niggas was
word.
watching Paid in
For
Full and
real.
had different references. You gotta remember, like, the community in which you come from shapes, like, who you become or how you see things. I was in a middle school where kids were fucking at 12 and 13. It wasn't until I became a big brother and my sister was 12 and 13 and my brother, and I'm asking, like, yo, y'all didn't start fucking yet? That's how out of tune with the reality we are. Like, that's the school that I went to, niggas was getting jumped in that park to turn Crip. 211, that's where I'm from. So that reality is different. So yes, these kids were from Seaview and Bayview. They had completely
So they were just
different
terrible people.
No, not terrible people.
Just the
They-
environment.
again,
Yeah,
the people who superseded them, the adults, I don't want to say failed them, but whoever, again, it was a generation of people failing. So again, with me growing up, when I went to a diverse elementary school and went to an all-black ghetto middle school, different type of reality where niggas is talking about Paid in Full. Niggas is talking about certain things. I'm like, yo, I just came from watching Disney Channel.
Right.
Same thing. When my brother went from elementary school to middle school, he was still on Roblox. They was on drill music.
Yeah.
Again, just the reality of that. They dropped the Mount Rushmore.
So you actually had a childhood and they didn't. That's what
shelter.
I'm getting.
I was sheltered though. All I had, like, I didn't.
I
Disney
don't think
Channel.
shelter is the word. Probably
That's
privilege.
Disney Channel. No,
Yeah,
Disney
bro.
Channel.
I
No,
don't
here's the
think
thing. They'll
shelter
talk
means
about
you're privileged,
Disney Channel
but-
because there was
I'm
no
saying, what is
examples
this one?
outside of Raven for me. With being black, it made me not understand racism until later on in life. I thought white people were godly because that's all I saw. I didn't understand racism. I didn't know white people could be racist. I didn't understand like half of like the subliminals at that young age because I was such a Disney Channel fan.
They showed you that.
It sometimes, but for me, it was more of a like white people were God to me. So when people are explaining to me what racism is, and it doesn't have to be, yo, I don't like you because you're black. It could be like, yo, fuck with you, but you can't marry my daughter type of things. I couldn't understand that because to me, I was watching good white people with families. I was that sheltered, so it didn't make me
Resonate
privileged.
with reality,
It
yeah.
did not. Like the first black kid I ever saw act was Leon Thomas on Naked Brothers Band, and he was like playing another type of role.
That's the drummer from Victorious, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and the artist right now
Shit,
that's blowing
too.
up.
I'm
So,
too. I'm a Disney fan.
so just a bit
I
of
still
like,
watch Disney now.
yes.
That's the only thing I
The
want to watch.
Wizards of Waverly
Literally.
Place remake is
Literally.
fire because
Was it a
Alex is still
Waverly
on it.
Place?
Yeah, it's still.
Oh, I didn't watch the new
It's
one
out?
yet.
Yeah, the new remake. It's like it got a black girl now. You know they do progressive stuff.
Wait, what show?
Was it
Wizards
a
of
Waverly
Waverly
Place?
Place.
Oh,
You watch
I used to watch
So
it when
look-
it first
No,
came out.
I
For
watch
real.
it.
They
Almost everything on
dropped
Disney. I
they
didn't know
dropped
what he
the
said.
Mount Rushmore, and this is on the list, right?
Don't piss me off either. Let's go.
Let's go. Hold on. They dropped the Mount Rushmore. Raven is one. That's Michael Jordan.
It's 4.
Yeah.
Raven from That's So Raven.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
cool.
going from 1 to 4?
I'm going to what the list is, right?
Okay.
And so it's 4 people on Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore means
I had a huge
the
crush on him,
greatest
by
to
the way.
ever do it.
Hell yeah, when I was
National-
growing up.
Raven Simone.
Yes. The
Okay.
Mount Rushmore
Yeah,
is the
it's
greatest
good.
to ever do it.
Okay.
Raven Simone, Miley Cyrus,
Okay.
Ooh.
Selena Gomez,
Right.
Ooh.
Zendaya.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the
Stop
fuck out of
saying
here.
that.
Right?
Get the fuck out of here.
Right? So here, my debate was get Zendaya out of here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Some people saying get Selena out of here because
Why would they say
No.
some shit
Zendaya
like
was
that?
too late. No.
yes, it was too late. It was
Too
beyond
late.
our generation.
Yeah.
She was
didn't
too
build
late.
it.
She didn't
Shake It Up,
build
was
it.
it?
Shake
Yeah,
It
Shake It
Up.
Up and
That's
on
the
Disney
only.
Channel when she
Oh
came
no, she
on.
had that and she had another show. What was the other show?
The Casey Undercover.
Casey Undercover. She was too late. No.
Yes, that's like into like our after high school years, etc., etc. My thing is Zendaya has a great post Disney resume.
Wait, question.
Yes.
If we could replace Zendaya, who would we replace?
I'm going Hillary Duff.
Who was that?
Lizzie McGuire.
What?
I'm going Lizzie McGuire because
said I
of
should
look.
have said that.
Lizzie McGuire will get her flowers.
said that.
And talk about.
The impact of that show was
Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all guys,
The impact of that show
son.
was
Lizzie
major.
McGuire had. Lizzie McGuire had a crazy run on Disney Channel. She also came up in the era of Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan. A Cinderella
So
story.
we're not talking about animated?
No,
we're
not
talking
animated.
about
Because
Disney.
remember, these people's faces is what we remember and want it to be
Yeah.
like. That's why Raven was so important to black girls. Raven is the greatest of all time because she was a black lead in a time
Are we only
where
doing
Disney.
women?
No, that's the thing.
So you're not gonna throw Sweet Life in there
because they did not have.
They
only
only
had
had
what?
They didn't only.
They had the influence.
They only
The
had
reason-
one.
They had a good show.
Sweet Life, Zach Cody, Sweet
Yes.
Life on Deck. That's it.
But
It stops there.
People wanted to be Raven. People wanted to
wanted to
be
be on
Hannah
that
Montana.
boat.
Yes.
I did want to be
in that
that
hotel.
Yes.
Like, where we could go?
But can't
I wanna hang out with
nobody,
London Tip-Tail, like, what's happening?
can't
This is
nobody
mostly
look
in
at Zach and Cody and be like, you've made multiple of yous.
Yeah,
That's
no.
the level of influence they did not have. When it comes, again, this is the greatest of all time. Mount Rushmore means greatest of all time to ever do it. Lizzie
Like, who
McGuire.
grew up saying they wanted to be Zendaya? I don't like that.
I never said that.
I've never said that.
thought that.
I never even thought it.
She's
I
also,
think she's great,
She's also
but
close to
love
my
her.
age.
Yeah.
Zendaya is
Love
our
her.
generation. She's like probably your age. No, she's
I
probably
really
like
didn't like them
27.
dance
She's
moves
like
on Shake It Up. I'm
25.
not even gonna hold y'all.
No, I like Zendaya.
There was a lot of
Disney is
popping.
30
I like
as
Zendaya,
fuck.
but I feel like they forced her down our throat.
They
She was like the
They
last.
did.
But
No.
Lizzie,
Who would
I'll
you-
give Lizzie
so would
McGuire.
y'all- would y'all say
Lizzie
Lizzie
Yes,
McGuire because
I would
again
give her.
that run when people don't.
No.
She has.
She had a
again,
good run, but I never
every
said I
s-
wanted to be
I
her.
don't feel like I
every
really
single-
resonated with her that
Every
much.
single one of them
Honestly.
had a good movie
Show.
and a good show.
Uh-huh.
Lizzie McGuire, the movie
That shit was
is
hard.
a different
That's when
type
it
of
was in
special.
Paris, right?
She also had. She's
Lizzie
also
McGuire
Agent
that was on
Cody
Inspire.
Banks, and she was also on A Cinderella Story. Out of all the Cinderella Story ones, you can make a case for Brandy.
Wait. How we
put
gonna
Demi
forget
Lovato
Kiki
up there.
Palmer, but we gonna leave her to
Kiki's not
Nickelodeon?
Disney. Kiki's not
We gonna leave her
Disney.
to Nickelodeon.
She was
Yeah.
right.
She was
But-
Nickelodeon.
but guess what?
Okay, we'll leave her.
Can I
Jackson,
But she was
Nickelodeon.
Can I tell you who
she
True
was
Jackson
on
was?
Disney though.
True Jackson.
True Jackson VP is by far the best motherfucking series to walk Nickelodeon Network.
Nah.
No,
Say
no,
it's
no,
a
no.
Nickelodeon is
Cut,
crazy.
cut, cut, cut.
You're not
No, no, cut,
talking
cut.
Big Time Rush.
True
You're not
Jackson.
talking Victorious. It's
No,
not
hold on.
happening.
True Jackson.
It's not happening.
True Jackson.
Zoe 101.
Zoe
Talk about
101.
Zoe's different. No, Zoe, I'm still mad at you. Zoe, I'm still mad at you. Talk about real quick. Talk about. True
I
Jackson
bet
is
that
just
I was
a
gonna go to
developed.
PCA
Listen,
one day.
True
True
Jackson.
Jackson was
I
late
wanted
just
to
like
go
the
to
day
True
was.
Jackson. True Jackson is just a developed character from Raven Simone. That fashion girl.
I could agree with that.
The
I could-
fashion
okay.
girl.
I could agree
That's
with
why.
Just on a different network, okay?
That was Raven Simone. Her character getting the job at
All right, so what about Disney movies? Mount Rushmore.
High School Musical is the greatest movie, Disney movie of all time.
Greatest.
High
Numbers
School
wise,
Musical.
High School
She the
Musical.
girls. She the
Two
girls.
Girls is different.
What's the other
And
one?
then Camp Rock. Camp Rock is
Camp
three.
Rock. That's it.
Camp Rock is
It's
three.
a four.
And I'm a
It's a
Jonas
four.
Brothers
Stop
guy.
right there.
No, it's a four. What was the Halloween Town? Halloween Town was a big one.
No.
You can't put it. You can't put it.
That was seasonal.
Okay.
That was too
But
seasonal.
a lot. Wait, what about Twitches?
That was seasonal
Okay.
too. Twitches only came
Twitches
around
was seasonal.
with. It was
but-
seasonal.
but
No,
it was
it was
seasonal.
seasonal.
I'll say this though. I'll say
Twitches
this
is seasonal.
though.
Halloween.
No, y'all have
Oh,
to
it was
credit.
Halloween.
It was yes, but here's the thing: the reason why the rules apply
Halloween.
differently to Twitches is because again, black leads on white networks dominating is unheard of. So it's like, yo, when you think of Twitches, you think of, oh my God, you guys gave black women hope. That has more like I don't know a black girl that doesn't bring up Twitches when it comes to Disney because it affected us so much because it was like we know you guys are Tia and Tamara from the show, but also the representation matters so much to a generation of black women. You cannot leave it out of the conversation. It's not High School Musical.
No, wait, pause. Now I have a question though. What do y'all think about the documentary that came out
Nick,
behind
Drake
Bell?
I mean, it's believable. As a kid, you don't really know. You're not knowledgeable about these things, so I feel like it was still kind of innocent for us. But I feel like as we got older and resonated with things just in life, period, it's so much more believable because it's like a lot of people went through stuff like that in their childhood. So it's like immediately I believe you.
Wait, what happened?
Drake got
Drake?
raped.
He got sodomized
By
by
who?
But Dan
Drake Bell, Drake Bell.
Yeah.
I believe one was like
the creator of like
Yeah.
iCarly.
But
on
Dan
Nickelodeon
Schneider, like, if you go on
Dan,
YouTube
Dan,
and look
that's
at
his name,
all the
Dan
documentaries
Schneider.
about Dan Schneider, he was grooming Amanda.
Oh, I heard about
He was
him.
grooming
Okay, I just
a
don't
lot
watch
of
that
them.
documentary.
He
Yeah.
groomed
I
a
heard-
little kid. He did a lot of sexual
I
stuff.
feel
He
like
had
a lot of that in
sexual
all of
about
these
him.
industries,
I heard
bro.
Just to bring
A lot
it
of
back
these
full
little weirdos
circle,
and stuff.
isn't that kind of like what we were talking about earlier about like God's timing with us and the things that because it's like I wanted to be a child star.
Right,
Oh, right.
but look,
Okay.
but you see how like we want things, and it's like, do you really want that? Because
You
this
don't know
comes
what
with
it
it.
is.
You don't know what it
Yes.
comes with.
Right.
Look what that
Yeah.
comes with.
That's true. That's
I
true.
ain't gonna
Like
lie.
Fat Joe said something one time. He was like how sometimes like artists and stuff you wish for this life, but you kind of wishing for a curse at the same time.
Yeah,
They
'cause you
want
don't
our
know.
life, but we want theirs. Like the
Yeah.
ones who's like kind of tired of fame and stuff like
I want the
that.
money.
Even the money come with it, but that's what I'm saying.
Even
You can't
the
want the money
money,
out what comes with it.
Money
But-
is the root to all
So-
evil.
Again, who would y'all replace with?
Sometimes.
I agree.
on
Lizzie
the
McGuire.
Rushmore?
I mean,
On the Rushmore, who would you replace Zendaya
Lizzie
with?
McGuire.
And no disrespect to Zendaya. We do not disrespect.
No, love Zendaya.
Our biracial
She's
queen.
dope as hell.
I'm not gonna lie. My personal preference, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I'm saying Sweet Life. Sorry.
That's fair. People was in
my
my DM saying
personal.
that.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
That's my show.
If I had to give it to a guy, I would give it to the person from Corey in the House.
I was just about to ask.
If I had to, I would give it to him.
Corey in the House was
over the Sweet Life and Zach Boy.
Corey in the House
He had his
over
run.
Sweet Life.
I would give it to him.
Oh my god.
If I had to, because I'm gonna give it to a person of color. No shade. No
Nah,
shade.
shade.
No shade or shade. Actually,
I ain't gonna lie. What homeboy said the other day? You can't support businesses just because they black. Like it gotta.
You gotta give it to the qualifier.
Like you know, shout out D.
I would put him in the top 10.
Corey in the House did not have
Corey
the
in the House was
effect.
5 or 6. But Corey in those House.
Either.
Corey don't hold more weight than Mr. Mosby.
longevity.
It didn't last as long as Sweet Life.
No, it didn't last as long as Sweet Life, but those are white boys. Those were two white boys who had privilege over a black young man.
But look, Kobe does not.
Name me a black man who had a great time on Disney. You can't.
I'm saying Mr. Mosby.
You can't.
Mr. Mosby had more of an impact than Corey.
No, he did not.
PRNDL. When you hear PRNDL,
Corey he's the Prindle.
The Prindle.
That's how I knew him when I was driving the Prindle.
When I got in the car and I saw Prindle, I'm like, Mr. Mosby taught me that's parking, reverse, neutral, drive. What's out for?
That's what he was teaching in London, right?
Yes.
And they drove him to the
That is more memorable than any Corey moment.
And then when Sweet Life was ending, they showed that. They flashed that right.
I can't remember a Corey moment. Shout out to him though, but.
Nah, yeah, for sure. Him and his brother. His brother
He
was
had a
on
very
101.
long run.
Yeah,
Damn,
Corey was
sorry,
good.
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie. That's a good one. Demi could go on that list.
Demi Lovato is mine.
Can we do this
I
with
was
black
a Demi
sitcoms
and
though? Is
Selena
it fair?
fan.
Yeah, let's do one with black sitcoms. And we wrap.
All right, black sitcoms. Fresh Prince, Martin.
I think Martin overrated, but I agree with the placement.
Call me back.
We're not gonna do this Martin thing again too. Cause last time I said this.
Get my drink.
You ever see Martin?
Of course.
You like it?
It's not.
I didn't
Angelo, I was not
this
for me.
I didn't grow up watching it.
It's forced humor.
That's a great way.
I'll
to
say this
describe
though, as much as I steal a lot of his like things though, like in my skits. So it's not that I don't like. It's not that I don't
Maybe
like
they
it.
from
I just don't
outside
think
of
it's
the
funny.
club.
I respect the art. I
Okay.
disagree with you. It's not funny to me.
Yeah.
But it was funny
I
to
be
my mother.
screaming
so
at the
it's
same
enough.
jokes. What are y'all not seeing?
People slept on Jamie
Wait,
Foxx.
if we see a black man playing a gay character, we're clowning him from the T. That's just that's Bible. We clowning him. So why would it be something that's accepted now?
Yeah, Shanae and all of that. Yeah, but I wasn't even.
Shanae is not being accepted in Generation Z.
But even outside of the Shanae character,
Because they don't know how to do it now like they did it then. That's
They
why
did it now.
it's
Tyler Perry and
forced now.
Shanae. No, Tyler Perry and
That's
Shanae.
why
No, Madea
it's
that
not.
girl, though.
But that's why
Madea's
it's
that
not.
girl though.
Madea
Madea's that
is.
girl, though. Hold on.
Madea is different.
Hey.
Madea is different. But
Yo,
I never really
red.
fell into the way men play women nowadays because it's just like it seems like you're trying to replicate something else. Like it never feels. Now
You know,
it
Tyler
feels
Perry said,
subliminal,
no,
driven.
Madea, you please. All right, so here's my thing with the Tyler Perry thing. Before we disrespect Tyler Perry and Madea, just think about 2005 when the movie with Keke Palmer dropped.
I was 3. I can't remember.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
I was not in America.
Like,
Can I
just-
remember?
I need people to understand. Tyler Perry is not who he is today without that.
What?
Like,
Killing
With
Me?
Madea with the mics
no,
in their legs?
no, Madea,
Okay.
Madea's family reunion, like the
Oh.
first.
Oh, when she took in Keke Palmer.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
We
yeah,
cannot
yeah,
disrespect
yeah.
those movies that allowed this version of him.
But
He
that was a
controlled-
different kind of comedy. It's not like Madea had a show, like a comedy sitcom. Like Madea was real situation,
She
like
was
real
real-
life
did have
situation.
a comedy
But
like
She did plays.
sitcom
She
later
was doing
on. That
plays.
came later on
We
down
used to
the
do it on
line.
stage. They used to
Like,
perform
The
in,
sitcom
like,
House of
plays?
Pain changed my
Talking about
life.
like how
Tyler
they
Perry,
did
House of Pain.
House of Pain changed my life.
That was like a
Changed my
comedy.
life.
That came later
It
down.
changed how I see
House of
black
Pain
people.
was fire.
The character
Family
development.
Matters.
Who was the wife? What was the wife's name?
Jadine.
Jadine.
Her character development to
fire,
this day.
fire.
When I see,
And she played that role so
when
well.
I see crackheads and people who got addicted,
You think about Jadine?
Oh, wow.
I definitely
I gotta go
feel a
back and
different
watch
level
that.
of sympathy.
I'm watching the movie.
I
House
did
of
not
Pain was
understand
fire.
addiction at such a
And
young
they still
age.
make new episodes.
That character, her character. Though there's days where you saw her ex-boyfriend come and abuse her. Like Tyler Perry's
That was so
guy.
real.
He was that guy.
He still is.
Like when it comes to that of like, yo, I remember when I seen Janine, I'm like, yo, I don't know who this is.
Wait. Let's wrap it up. Wait.
Yeah. I don't know who this is, but why do I feel so bad for her?
And I don't
And I felt bad for the husband, CJ, that kept on trying to get her better.
Right.
Like the way it portrayed black families, people have recency bias. Yes, he's doing a lot of the new things. No, Tyler Perry, A House of Pain, Meet the Browns, controlled a generation of black men.
Pain.
Of like,
I
we
didn't even
saw
look at it that
positive
way.
examples of what black men are, and we never want to give that dude his flowers. Before he started doing all this gay shit, he put a lot of positive black men in front of us, and nobody wants to talk about it.
Nobody talked about it.
That's a fact. That's a
Type
fact.
shit, and that's a wrap. Appreciate you.
I can't even take a chance.
Bring us out. Kick us out. Paris.
Okay, well, thank y'all so much for tuning into this episode. We had a great time. I don't know about y'all, but I feel a lot of things. I feel a lot of things. Like, how y'all feeling after this episode? Are we feeling positive? Are we new mental checks? Like,
I'm at a 2.6.
Legs hurting, pants wet.
Can you please pass me that?
Look.
Oh yes, before we go, facts for sure.
We have a special gift from you. Yes, from our sponsor, Mr. Chasing himself.
Okay,
They smell great. What's the names of them?
Long-lasting, non-staining. Really good.
They smell really, really good. My mom just stole mine. I think I had.
It's what Prada Paradox and
Valentino.
Valentino.
Yes, they smell really,
So
really good.
just know they last long.
Right now.
They're affordable, and from our sponsor, Chase Sense.
Shout out to Chase
So-
Sense.
Shout out to Chase Sense.
Oh.
And with that being said, we're going to wrap up this video. Thank y'all so much for tuning in.
And one thing we did learn: to forgive niggas.
Forgive niggas.
niggas. Can we just say that on the count of three? 1, 2, 3.
Forgive
Forgive
niggas.
Okay, and we will catch y'all in the next episode of Talk That. Bye, y'all.
Get me off the shit.
Wait, no.
Wait.
No, I have to go first.
Everybody sit.
Wait, hold on. Do not plug it out.
I literally couldn't
go
speak.
first,
I have
Oh.
to pee so
I
bad.
gotta pee.
Oh my god.
All right.
3,
clap, bro.
2. I usually clap.
Yeah, when did that become a collective thing?
You see, this is how we start.
Can we start?
No, straight to it.
3,
3,
2,
2, 1.
Rolling.
This is literally what
Paris, start, son.
All right, for real.
3.
No claps. 3, 2. Get out. Y'all so unprofessional. All right.
Cool. My
Work
fault.
this mouth.
Alright, we good.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of
No,
Talk
we gotta
That.
say welcome back to Talk That.
What the hell?
Yeah, Paris, what the fuck?
Why
That
can't you
was
say hey,
crazy.
y'all?
Bro, she didn't do it right.
Yeah,
No, I do it my way.
it's welcome back to Talk That.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Talk That.
No, we wouldn't have did that.
Nah,
We did
it's
that.
welcome back to Talk That. They say whatever the
I feel
fuck
like
you
all the
want.
guys jumping on me. You gonna let them jump me like that?
I was about to get the fuck up because
Cartel, your mic.
Okay.
All right, come on.
All right, let's go.
Just
3.
welcome back to another episode.
Yes.
Welcome back.
You should have wrote that in the script, boo.
Oh shit.
Okay. Ready?
3, 2, 1.